Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Sports TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon, makers of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect model for premium sound with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They are the ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit RayconGlobal.com. That's RayconGlobal.com and elevate your listening experience. Welcome to BVO Sports TV. In association with Brent Wade Holdings, the content you're about to see includes opinions, stories, and discussions created for entertainment purposes only. The views expressed do not reflect the official policy or position of BVO Sports TV or Brent Wade Holdings, LLC. Viewers and listeners are encouraged to think critically and form their own opinions.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BBO Sports TV. Sorry, y'all, we're a little late, we're a little bit behind. But we got a big show, man. We're gonna talk about some cool stuff, man. Boxing is actually back in a major way. We just seen that PBC is getting ready to drop their spring schedule real soon, so that's exciting. Give me 1 second, y'all. So we're hearing about them dropping the spring schedule real soon, so that's exciting. But we gotta talk about this, man. We got Lamont Roach, Esau Cruz getting ready to get it on in the ring. The battle of the guys that Tank Davis beat. So coming around to this fight, I think this is going to be a good fight. I think Lamont Roach is probably going to lose this fight. And I only say that because we've seen Lamont Roach kind of struggle with guys who can really punch. And I'm thinking he's going to try to trade with him. And if he try to trade with Esau, I think this would be a mistake. But I think it's a great fight. What do you guys think about this fight coming up with Esau Cruz and Lamont Roach?
Go ahead, Free. No, I'm about to get the elevator. Go ahead. Okay, all right. I think it. I mean, I don't think Lamont going to trade. I think Lamont is going to, be more of a businessman in this fight. Where he won't take a lot of risks. I think he should win this fight easily because there's a blueprint to beat Pitbull. Just box and turn him. He's easy. He's like something on Fight Night back in the day, but I expect Lamont not to be, exciting like that. And I heard what you said, BVO. He struggles with punches or whatever, but he fought the biggest puncher, what they said, and Tank Davis. So he withstood that. So I don't think Pitbull hit harder than Tank. So I think that Lamont is going to, it ain't going to be, I just feel like it's not going to be exciting like that. I could be wrong, but I feel like Lamont going to, choose the business route, kind of like what Dev did with Ramirez. I feel like Dev chose the business route, and he probably a fight in his next fight. But I feel like Lamont got to win, so I feel like he's gonna choose the business route. I don't think Pitbull Cruz is that good. You heard what Coach Mighty said. He beat his dad up. Then, so, but
which means absolutely nothing.
I know, but I'm just saying though, he know how to fight people like that. Coach Mighty got a high IQ. You know what I'm saying? And he knows what he's looking at. So, and I look at Pitbull the same way. You know what I mean? And I always did. But I feel like Lamont should get a decision, but it might not look pretty. But I feel like he'll get it. Get the nod, bro. What you think?
I think this
is a sick Negro.
My bad. Go ahead.
With a new drop. That's what I'm waiting for.
I mean,
you're not going to see Lamont
Salute,
Roach
Mike Rim.
trade punches with Pitbull. I mean, you gotta know what type of fighter Lamont Roach is. He's more of a counter puncher. You saw that when he fought Tank Davis. He sat back and let Tank Davis pretty much throw punches, and he picked his shots. And that's the same thing he's going to do with Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz want to come in there and bum rush you, and Lamont Roach is a bad matchup for Pitbull Cruz. I think Lamont Roach is going to win this fight easy. He's gonna pick his shot. He might even drop Pitbull Cruz because Pitbull comes in a little off balance, just throwing a bunch of wide shots. And we saw that with El Rayo. El Rayo was able to keep Pitbull at bay by just picking his shot and not getting into a bomb burner with Pitbull Cruz because that's what he wants. When you trade shots with Pitbull, that's what leaves yourself open, and Pitbull can hit you with clean shots. He doesn't have educated punches. He just throw a bunch of shots and hopefully one of them land on the button. So I think Lamar Roach is going to win this fight easy. It's going to look similar to what we saw with El Rayo, but not Lamont Roach is not going to be as movable as El Rayo. El Rayo try to pretty much use his feet a lot more than he
Mm-hmm.
normally does. I think Lamont Roach is more educated in his footwork. He's going to turn Pitbull Cruz, but he's not going to be moving around the ring. He's going to use his distance, use his jab, and counterpunch Pitbull when he leaves himself open.
So in this case, I definitely want to say big shout out to Lamont Roach for being willing to go up a whole 10 pounds. And I know he fought at 140 before, but to go up 10 pounds to fight a young monster, Isaac Cruz, I think this is a great thing for boxing. I'm excited about it. But what I will say is this: I seen my man, the great American hero Jamel Herring, beating from pillar to post, and I just think that Lamont Roach really is just a good matchup for Tank, like a Vernon Forrester was for the great Sugar Shane Mosley. But I don't think he'll really give us too much of a threat in this fight because he had some times in there where he was hitting Tank flush on the button, and Tank was just shaking his head no. So I mean, I don't believe he has enough power to really affect Esau. And Esau has that hard chipmunk head. That head, that's the same head that broke Tank's hand. So I mean, you also got to watch how you punch him because when you punch him down, you got to make sure you don't hit him on top of the head and crack your hands. I think this is going to be a showcase fight for Esau, and it's not taking anything from Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach to me is a terrific fighter, and he's growing into really a really good businessman as well. And I got love for the Bama. I just think that when you're talking about Esau Cruz, there's levels to this game. But let me ask you guys this: speaking of that, what do you guys think about? We had a situation where we had Clarissa Shields is suing a YouTuber for his comments, and I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinion on where these fighters want to sue the people who actually make them rich now, the media. What do you guys think about that?
It all depends on what the YouTuber say. If the
Mm-hmm.
YouTuber was defaming her brand, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it can cause for a lawsuit. So it all
Mm-hmm.
depends on what was said by the YouTuber. I know a lot of times when we hear these celebrities, these fighters, when they suing people, we kind of turn our nose up at it. But you got to understand these fighters are a brand. So if you're defaming their brand, then it
Mm-hmm.
might warrant a lawsuit because you're putting down their brand. This is something that they work for, and
Mm-hmm.
this is their business. So it all depends on what the YouTuber say. Now, if the YouTuber just gave his opinion or her
Mm-hmm.
opinion, I don't know if it's a male or female, but if
Mm-hmm.
they just gave their opinion, then that's
Mm-hmm.
not warranted a lawsuit. You got to be literally defaming their brand in order to get a lawsuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with D. Oh, somebody
Uh,
mute their mic.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm
want
with.
to
I'm
make.
with.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
No,
BVO.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I
just
about.
saying, whatever she does, I think it'd be great. If she would just get some facts, I'm sure whatever the case was, the young man was not trying to defame her. I think that's weak. To kind of do that. But at the end of the day, we should be protected by freedom of speech. Nothing I heard that the young man said was disparaging. Clarissa Shields is a wonderful champion, a great ambassador for young women, somebody you would want to see, helping some young kids in the ghetto. I think she's really good. Little ghetto for me, but I think as overall person, I think she's done, as Flo said, hell of a job, hell of a job. But I mean, I just think that sometimes these people are a little bit too sensitive. But go
I
ahead.
didn't hear what. Yeah, I didn't hear what was said, but sometimes these YouTubers be just saying anything, clickbaiting, like Free said, just like messing with their brand or whatever. But I didn't hear, so I can't really comment on. I didn't hear what was said.
Mhm.
But I'm sure we'll talk behind the scene, and I can go educate myself. But Clarissa just needed to keep doing what she didn't. Didn't she just sign a deal or no?
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
so.
She signed an $8 million deal, multi-year
That's what I'm
deal.
saying. So the goat just need to just do what she do. Don't
No, we're
worry
not talking about
about.
Alicia Bungana. We're talking about Clarissa Shields.
That's right. She signed an $8 million deal on her own. So she doesn't need to. She just need to keep doing what she's doing, bro. Like that's just it.
What's going
Anything
on,
else
West
to
Indian
say?
Mark?
Good evening, salute.
So what you think about this, man?
I think it's a nothing burger. YouTubers are gonna make videos. I think I know the YouTuber you're talking about.
Hmm.
He's basically alleging that the $8 million deal is fake.
Hmm.
I mean, why even give that your energy? The way and even like he puts a question mark on the title of the video, and I haven't watched the video, but if
Hmm.
I were to watch it, most of what he's saying is he probably words it in a hypothetical way, or he probably asks it in a
Hmm.
question, or he's
Big
just
Tim,
trolling
salute.
or making jokes. So
Hmm.
I mean, why even waste? Firstly, why waste your money? You just got that $8 million deal on top
Hmm.
of all the other things you've been doing, your movie, um, the other fight purses you've gotten. I mean, like you gotta let this dude talk. He's gonna talk at the end of the day. That's what media is for, and that ain't bad. That just puts more attention on you. But you gotta. I don't know if this is the right way to harness that attention. I don't even. I don't know how serious she is about it either. I just think it's a nothing burger, personally.
Yeah, the young man has been served, and usually when you get served, that's an attention to meet in court.
Oh,
So he's
so
been
he
served.
okay.
But
Uh,
I'll say this. I'll say
okay.
this. Kind of going just backtracking a little bit to Uncle Cash. He said levels Pitbull is very basic. Um,
Big
I don't think
facts.
you. I don't think you have to have all that whip whap to beat people. I just don't. I mean, if you got a solid game plan, you can really beat people. We seen Roberto Duran, you know, beat the life out of
We talking about
Sugar
Pitbull
Ray Leonard.
Cruz though,
But listen,
BBL.
no, let me hear me out. Hear me out. We seen Sugar Ray Leonard's son crying. We seen all the ladies crying. It was a sad day. I mean, he really beat him to death. And when you beat somebody dead, people don't give them enough credit. But I'll say this, just the cool thing about it. When I look back at that fight, I could say, you know what? People said that Roberto Duran was basic. But guess what? It don't always go like you think. And I think for me, with Lamont Roach, I think he's always been okay. I'm not trying to, disparage him or talk crazy about the young fella. I'm just saying that nothing about him impresses me as a fighter. We seen him beat Hector Garcia, who Tank Davis beat blind. So I'm not, you know what I mean?
You wasn't impressed
I'm
when he made Tank take a knee?
I'm just giving you. I'm talking about just his whole career. And I'll say this: you can say about the knee with Tank, but to be totally honest, we know Tank had. We got to. I never known Tank to really do no lying. So if Tank said his hairdresser when she did his cornrows, it got in
That's
his hair. I
crazy.
mean,
That is
I
crazy.
gotta respect the man. Said his hairdresser left some stuff in his
His
Yeah,
in
hairdresser
his
I
hair.
actually
felt
came
bad for
out and
that girl,
exposed him,
BBL.
BVO. No, his hairdresser actually came out and exposed him like 2
Right,
days
yeah.
later,
Yeah, yeah.
prior. That
Yeah.
she didn't put no grease in his hair.
Yeah, I
This
felt
man
bad
just
for her because
capping.
did you see all the hate she got on Instagram? I mean,
Yeah,
people were actually irate. They were going on her, death threatening her for putting grease
Yeah,
in
because
his
Grease
hair.
boy
He
took a
never
knee.
had grease in his hair.
Yeah, I mean, shoot to my brother. One, I just look at it like this. I look at it like this.
Well, that's
I'm
what
You
the
can tell
hairdresser
me
said.
whatever
That's
you
gonna
want.
tell
coward
you this.
behavior.
I'm gonna tell you this. From a person that used to get braids in their hair, that's bogus. You're not gonna tell me that you didn't put nothing in his hair to have his hair lay down the way it do.
Yeah, I see. I had long
She had
braids free,
receipts
and then
free.
my mama greased my hair, so
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
not. You're
kind of
not
believe
gonna.
that. But she was basically, I think she was basically saying that she didn't put that much hair grease, like, you know what
I
I'm
mean, it might not.
saying?
It might not have been that
It
much,
wasn't
but
excessive to me. Like, oh
no.
my, I got my grease in my eye. Like that was
No, but
just the
see,
craziest
the thing
girly
is,
stuff that I ever heard, bro.
but see, the thing is,
Grease
when
boy.
you put chemicals in your
Hey,
hair and then you start sweating, that stuff can get in your eyes. I
and
had
it
it
will
happen to me
burn
when
your eye. That's
yeah,
a
I
fact.
had that happen to me when I got my hair braided and I went and played basketball. I started sweating. That sweat and stuff get in your eyes. It burns. But
Yes.
Hmm.
so I'm when she and she said she didn't put any grease in it. She lied. She put grease in his head. She might not put that much, but she
Yeah, I
put
think
grease
that
in
she
his
was
head.
saying that she didn't put that much grease in. It's like it ain't enough to wear. But who's to say? You know, everybody's hair is
I
different. But
mean,
you
look,
know,
we saw what happened on camera. Tank took a
you were,
jab to the eye, and
So
and
then
then
one
he
of
went
his
down.
braids flicked
But
up and hit
nevertheless,
him in the
though,
eye.
Mark. But nevertheless, what that statement that he made,
We
and you
move.
know,
We moving on because I'm gonna just do this when it comes to Tank.
Strike red lightning! Give power to my nigger sword!
So
what?
we
What's
we
going
gonna
on,
get
Ron?
that was
we gonna get
crazy.
some part.
Y'all be
We gonna
bogus. Y'all,
we
mercy.
gonna
Y'all
get
know
we
it.
gonna we
Act
gonna
like
give
y'all be bogus.
we gonna give us some power. Free talking
That should be,
crazy. So,
Strike red lightning! Give power to my nigger sword!
so
that
we
should
gonna
be my
part.
drop. Like
We
Dub
gonna
right
pick
side
up.
got his
We gonna
drop.
pick up. We gonna pick up. We gonna pick up our nigga sword, and we gonna get it. We gonna get some lightning on it. But I'm gonna say
No,
this, man. I'm gonna say this. The whole thing, shoot to my man, Grandpa Sheldon. I think no matter what, I'm just excited to see Esau Cruz and Lamont Roach in a fight. That's what I want to see. I think it's gonna be a good card. But let me ask you guys this. This is something that's really exciting. I heard a couple of pickle pullers say that that
Whoa.
Tank Davis, that Jake Paul is ducking Tank Davis by fighting the two-time um, unified champion. You know, one of the greatest to ever do it from the UK. A brother named Anthony Joshua. What do you guys think about people down in that fight?
I'm
Um,
not downing it. I'm just going by what Eddie Hearn said. He said that fight is not happening because Jake Paul wants it to be an exhibition. They want it to be a legitimate fight. And right now, they haven't heard anything from Jake Paul. He said it's unlikely that Jake Paul signs the contract. So he's waiting to hear back from Jake Paul. So I'm not downing. I'm just going by what the promoter said.
he ain't gonna
Yeah,
do that free.
when I hear the promoter, I think of this. You know, that's just pickle pulling at
Yeah,
its
but
best.
That's
Go ahead.
not typical, and that's called straight facts. That's what he said out of his mouth.
Hmm. Go ahead. But I say this: when I think about the fight, if the fight does happen, because you never know, it's
nah,
always business can change things. I want to give my man Jake a lot of credit for getting one of the biggest, baddest niggas there was
that's
in
crazy.
the heavyweight division. I mean, AJ's going to the Hall of Fame, baby boy. We got to call it what it is. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
But the fight not even signed though, so you can't even get all
But
hype about Jake Paul.
this is the thing. This is the thing. This is a fight that he wants.
He don't
Everybody
want no
keeps
Not a
fight.
saying
fight that
Jake.
he wants.
Everybody keeps saying that Jake don't want these fights. Jake been beating people dead. I just
But
got to
yeah,
give the brother his
Well,
credit.
you
Jake
can't say
came
that it's
out.
a fight that he wants if he's not signing the contract.
Right.
Jake Jake has just come out with a tweet and said he's not holding his breath on fighting in 2025. So I think that pretty
Exactly.
much does fall water on the AJ fight.
Yeah, it's less than a month away. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That does have some
Not only
credence
that, he
to it.
going to F1. Jake is a part-time owner in the F1 team. Shout out to my new motorsport channel. I'll drop my link in the chat. Give me a sub.
Oh, no, my man is the commercial while he talking. You a wild boy. Uh,
Absolutely. I'm gonna plug
but
my stuff.
hey, bro, you can't be on here cussing, dog. This is
I
a real
didn't cuss.
show.
I
Oh
did not
yeah,
cuss. You
watch
didn't
your
hear me
mouth on
cuss.
here, my brother. Watch your mouth on
You
here.
didn't hear me cuss.
There was only one fight.
I hit the
It's
brakes.
competitive. Is if the fight is I won't say it on my channel, but I'll say this. I think no matter what, you can't win for losing. I mean, Jake Paul is trying to make a big fight. Unfortunately, Tank got into some domestic issue or whatever the case may be. I don't know this full story, and I don't want to know. So we can't sit here and say Jake don't want fights, but he's trying to get AJ, and Eddie Hearn's a known hater of Jake because he hates
But
that
why
Jake
did
gets.
Jake want to make the Tank fight real, but he don't want to make the AJ fight real? That's the question.
I don't know. It was an exhibition for Tank as
Yeah,
well,
but
brother.
Jake wanted that to be on a record like Mike Tyson.
I
Yes, he
mean, I
wanted
don't,
to be
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'll
think
just say this.
he probably
Go ahead.
want AJ to wear big gloves. If that, I think that's one thing.
And AJ still can knock him out. AJ can wear 50
And
ounce
he probably
gloves.
want to wear headgear.
hmm I mean,
yeah.
because one thing about AJ to me is the Stone
Make
Cold
it
Steve
2 minute
Austin of
rounds.
boxing. This brother
He
had
just
we
don't
had a
know.
we had a whole issue with a brother named Francis Ngannou. He beat the black off of this brother,
That's
beat
crazy.
him dead, and we had Mafungu and Super everywhere, and people was worried because Francis
Whoa.
Ngannou really had put the heavyweight champion on his pockets in
Yeah, he
Tyson
did.
Fury. So I mean, AJ cleaned that mess up. And
Yep.
I honestly thought AJ had a chance, not a big chance, but I thought he had a chance to knock out Jake Paul. So I don't know. We'll
I gave
see.
AJ credit for that, BBO, by the way. I gave him credit for knocking out that big wrestling man because Tyson Fury made AJ made boxing like, all right, it's levels, it's boxing. And AJ came in shape what Tyson Fury did. And AJ melted, dude.
I'll
Who
put
do
it
my
like this:
nephew insane?
if
Who do my
if
My
if
nephew
God.
insane?
if AJ if AJ fights Jake Paul in a legitimate fight,
hmm
AJ has a 90% chance of knocking out Jake Paul.
I mean,
Ninety
that's
percent.
that's not
That
true.
fight probably will last 5 rounds. Jake Paul will go to sleep early in that fight.
Yeah, I think so, man. He don't a puncher like AJ would against
This
a
is a sick Negro.
Paul is a novice, dog. AJ would destroy any novice
But,
boxer
but,
in the
but,
world.
but I asked the question the other day, though, Prize. Let's live in a world where imagine if Jake Paul just swing a roundhouse right
It's not
hand
gonna
and
happen.
it land on AJ chin and
AJ
he
like six
goes
six,
to
bro. It's not happening.
bed. I'm just imagine live in a world like that,
I can't, Mark. That's just not
man.
reality. That's just like Wizard of Oz to me, bro. I can't do it.
hmm
Right. Jake Paul would be the biggest
He
thing
got
in the
the
world.
90% of unaliving Jake Paul.
Yeah, for real. That's what I wanted to say.
Um, I
I
think
just
I
imagine
think
Show saying that.
I just think of it like this. I think of it like this. I get what Grandpa's saying, but you got to give Jake his credit. As my man said, give the man his credit. He
I
went
give
in
him his
there,
credit for
Oh,
making
beat
fights.
a man and Anderson Silver, beat a monster and Tyrone Woodley. I mean,
Anderson was
No,
49 years
it don't,
old.
hold on,
listen,
hold on,
listen.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He went in there with monster Mespadal, beat him. I mean, he just keep. I mean, not Mespadal. What was the guy's name?
Nate
Listen.
Diaz.
No,
Man, stop
not
pickle
Nate
me, man.
Diaz. So
In your words.
The
you
the
wild boy, man. Hold on, hold on.
bare knuckle
I,
dude.
I gotta get
Tyron
my
Woodley.
my drop on. I gotta get my drop on this brother Free going crazy.
Strike red lightning! Give power to my nigger sword!
So I had to pull my
That
nigga sword out.
drop is
In your words.
crazy.
In your words. Stop pickle pulling, man. Look,
You wild
Whoa.
I'm not giving
boy.
nobody credit for almost making a fight. You get credit for making the fight. Oh, that's a fight that he won. He's not signing the contract. They want it to be a legitimate fight. He's not signing it. So
Yeah.
until he signed a legitimate fight with AJ, not giving him credit for almost making a fight.
Yeah,
No,
pack him up.
okay. If that's the case, we got to give him almost making fights. No,
Give who credit?
And we gotta give Tay Rock for
everybody
almost
for
fighting in
almost
battle
making
rap.
fights. You got to give everybody credit for almost making fights. No, I'm not giving nobody credit for almost making a fight. I'm
Me
giving you
either.
credit for making the fight.
So what do you guys think about an upcoming fight that we see it signed, sealed, delivered, as my man Stevie Wonder would say? We got Oshaki Foster going in there with Scooter. What do you guys think about that fight? I think that fight plays out.
I'm excited.
Fight of the year contender.
He has the potential.
Oh, Oshaki and Kuboy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that could be a real live
That's
rumble.
two dudes that are really cut from that different cloth to me. Like they really gonna go in there and go to war.
Mm-hmm.
I
and
can
try to
see that.
Andy try and
it's
get
gonna
that
be.
title.
I
I
can
don't know
definitely
about
see that.
fight of the year. I think it'll be a good fight. I don't know about fight of the year though. I
I
mean,
think ridiculous. Ridiculous.
it very well could be. I don't see it being that type of fight. I see it being
Mm-hmm.
more of a chess match. I mean, Oshaki he's a boxer by nature. And same thing with Cool Boy. They're boxers by nature. Most of the time, fight of the year is usually come down to blow for blow, and anybody can hit the canvas at any given time. I don't see this being that type of fight. I think this is going to be a chess match, and it could be a very entertaining fight and a very good fight. But I don't think it's going to be fight of the year.
Salute, Bentley. I think it's I can see what you're saying where it probably won't be, but I'll say this: I'm excited about the fight, and the cool thing about it is the fight's happening. For a long time, man, boxing had been struggling, and now to see you got Abdullah Mason, the savior of boxing, getting ready to go up against a real strong, sturdy guy in Sammy Notes, and I think he's gonna be crowned champion on the 22nd next week. I
I
really
hope so.
believe. I think the young brother Abdullah Mason is gonna finally reach his promise to become a world champion, and I think it's gonna be great. And
Me
and people
too.
got to remember, Sam Notes has been beating people to death. I mean, he was beating people dead. You look at him fight. I mean, he beat a guy to within an inch of his life. I seen him carry him out like Ricky on Boys in the Hood. It was disgusting. So
Jeez.
I'm gonna just say
That's
this: don't
crazy.
let the brother hit you. Don't let the brother hit you, because he beating the black off folks. That's what he's doing. He's beating the black off of people. And
That's
I just hope
crazy.
I hope Abdullah Mason go in there and be cautious, because we've seen him on his pockets with the dude with the shag. And I'm not gonna say my brother has a weak chin, but we know he can go to bed. So we got to be careful when we go in there. That's my only concern. I don't want Abdullah to be too confident and then get beat to death. That's all it is. I don't want him to get beat to death on his big shot opportunity. And shout out to Turkey and all everybody that's been putting up these signs saying Cleveland's very own Abdullah Mason. Could he be the next world champion coming from Cleveland? And Cleveland rounds boxing, man. So I'm excited about it. But let me ask you guys this before we pivot. If we get a fight like this, do you guys think that the Mexican Pussycat, David Benavidez, has a chance to lose to Anthony Yard? What do you guys think?
I don't know who the Mexican Pussycat is, but yeah, he has a chance to lose. I don't think that he will, but he has a chance to lose because Anthony Yard is not a pushover. It's just Anthony Yard is more of a front runner. And if Anthony Yard can't land a big shot early in that fight and hurt David
Mm-hmm.
Benavidez and get his respect,
Mm-hmm.
as long as that fight goes on, the more likely that Anthony Yard loses that fight and possibly gets stopped by David Benavidez because Anthony Yard he gasses out in the second half of that fight. He does it in just about every fight he's been in. The second half, he usually gasses out. So
Mm-hmm.
he has a chance, but it's going to be early in that fight. As the more time goes on in that fight, the less likely that Anthony Yard wins that fight.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Anthony Yard will do good, in the beginning, but I think toward the end, Benavidez is gonna walk him down, bro.
Well,
And I rock with Yard. You know what I mean? I think he's like he was doing good against Better
yeah.
BS, but Better BS start walking him down. I see the same thing.
Mm. I think David's speed is an issue. That's the main issue, I believe, is his speed. But we know David the Mexican Pussycat. He's real chinny. We didn't see him on his pockets numerous times. Some people say he should get a pad on his shorts because he's still in his
Whoa.
pocket so much. I don't know. But either way it go, I think Yard is showing you, man, this is what you do in boxing. You take tough challenge to tough challenge. Because remember, he started off fighting Sergey Kovalev. Gave Sergey Kovalev all the hell he could give him. Wasn't able to win. He ended up getting stopped. But I remember he had Sergey Kovalev sleep in the ring, looked like. And then he ended up getting stopped. And then, fast forward, went in there with Arthur, what they call it, Arturo. Arturo Better be even. He gave him a nice fight until he didn't. But I'm gonna just say this: I'm definitely excited to see that fight. And you know what? Shout out to the Mexican Pussycat because he don't get enough credit because that young brother is trying to make big fights. And I think it's a shame that he don't get enough fights because David is a really, really
But
nice
you
fighter.
part of the problem.
And
You part of the
I love what he
problem.
does.
You feed, but you hold on. You feed into that. That's the reason why he don't get the fights because of guys like you feeding into Canelo's BS, talking about, oh, who is he? He only bring 50 pounds to the ring. Nah, because you calling him a pussycat.
Well,
I
let me
mean,
do
have
something.
some respect for the guy. His name is El Monstro.
Let me do something real quick. Let me get my nigga sword out.
Strike, red lightning! Give power to my nigga sword!
So we gotta pull the nigga sword
David
out.
Benavidez David Benavidez is a nigga. David Benavidez. This is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You wrong, BVO.
Well, I think he'll be suited better picking oranges. I don't think he can mess with a guy.
Jeez.
I don't think he can mess with
That
Canelo.
is crazy.
I don't think he can mess with Canelo. I just don't. I don't think he can mess. Shoot him up. Hey, salute to the boxer savant, my brother Dank father. You know, he capped a little bit, but you know, we gotta give my man his credit. Shoot the
What's
Dank.
going on, TD?
Yeah. El Monstro, I think he would walk on Canelo. Respectfully.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
we not
Canelo
hold on. We not talking fantasy fights. We talking about real fights.
Yeah,
and
I'm
he got a
talking real
fight.
life.
And he got a fight with Anthony Yard.
I'm gonna tell you like
okay,
this.
yeah, I got
like the coach Mick, the coach Mighty Ivan said. If you know you're gonna win, you'll take whatever it is and win that fight real quick. He took $100 because he knew he was gonna beat him. It wasn't about the money. He knew it was easy money.
And I don't believe Coach Ivan took no $100. I like that he said that. It sounds good. It might even make you feel good. But I'll say this: no matter how it goes, and you know, I want people to clip this. Make sure y'all clip this. BBL gonna tell y'all some truth. No matter how it goes, David Benavidez is only relevant because of Canelo. I'm sorry people don't understand that. That's the only reason he's relevant. It's because of Canelo. His whole life, his whole career, his whole recent career up until now was based around him getting the Canelo fight. And I just say this: you don't need no more groupie girls trying to get fights. But I'm not taking nothing from David Benavidez. I think if he win this fight, I think it'll be a great opportunity for him to unify that division. And I think he can do it because I think Bib was old and I think Baturbia was old. So I think there's nobody that can beat him.
Hold up. How you gonna sit there and say his whole career is based around Canelo, but I'm not taking nothing from David Benavidez? You can't say that in the same sentence.
Hold on, Free. You gonna make me get my nigga sword out. You gonna make me get my nigga sword out, man. You gotta stop. I'm about to get my nigga sword out, man. You can't say that in the same
sentence, dog. You gonna sit here and put the man down and then say I'm not taking nothing from him.
I'm not. I think he's a hell of a fighter.
You put his whole career down and say he's only relevant.
I'm telling you what, up until lately,
I'm not taking nothing from him.
And I want to clarify in case people didn't hear me because this is no pickle pulling zone. Just to clarify, up until now, up until recently, he kind of made his career too much about fighting Canelo. We seen Jamel Charlo make that mistake. We seen Jamal Charlo make that mistake. We seen Demetrius Andre make that mistake. You can't worry about a Canelo fight. Just like my brother Amir Khan wanted that Floyd fight so bad, he missed out on some good fights that he could have had because he was pickle pulling too much. I like what David's doing. Hold on, let me finish. I like what David's doing. I think I think he has a good chance of beating Anthony Yard, which would be the best one on his record. But hey, no matter how it goes, I think he's a pretty good fighter. I enjoy watching him. Very entertaining. Fast hands, feet slow as molasses. But I think he really, really is an entertaining fighter. Go ahead, Free.
I don't know what you talking about. Jamel Charlo's career was not based around Canelo Alvarez. Career was not based around Canelo Alvarez.
No, you missed what I said. I said they made the mistake of looking too forward to having that fight. You gotta listen to the whole tape. You can't pick and choose what you want to listen to.
No, like I said, you might say that about Bubu Andrade, but I'm not gonna say that about Jamel. I'm not gonna say that about Jamel. You might say that about Bubu. You might say that about Jamal, but Jamel, nah, I'm not gonna put that on Jamel.
Well, you being technical, we'll take Jamel out of it. We'll take Jamel out of it. How's that? We ripping right out of it.
Yeah, but anyway, David Benavidez, I think David Benavidez, he showed everybody you ain't gotta wait around for these guys that's scared to fight you. go do your own thing and still be great by
Mm-hmm.
by doing your own thing. We
Mm-hmm.
know that the man never wanted to fight him. He's not going to ever fight him unless he has absolutely no other way of making money. And he still wants to fight. That's the only way he'll fight David Benavidez. But David Benavidez, he moved on. He said, "This man is scared to fight me. I'm gonna move on. If he ever want
Mm-hmm.
to fight, then I move back down to fight him. If he ever want to
Mm-hmm.
fight, but until then, I'm moving on with my career, and I'm gonna make my own legacy, and that's what he's doing. And so you got to give the man credit. The man has fought and beat everybody they have put in the ring. Anybody that said they were somebody or they
Mm-hmm.
believe that they were somebody, David Benavidez has put them down. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to give the man credit for doing what he's doing. And I think when he fights Anthony Yarde, I don't think Anthony Yarde going to be any different. I think he's going to give a good hard fight early in the fight, but then
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be too much of David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde going to have the same effect that he had when he fought Arthur. He was good early, and then he got worn down and got stopped. And I think it's going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I think he gonna land some good punches, in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately, I think he gonna get walked down. For real, for real.
Speaking of that, one thing I wanted to ask you guys about some of the current fights coming up. How do you guys see a guy like Shakur Sanchez as he gets ready to go in there with Teofimo Lopez? How you guys see that fight? I think in this case, it's a rare time. I would say this is probably a 60-40 fight Shakur's way. I would favor Shakur in this fight just because of his many gifts. And I think Teo struggles to be first. And I just think this would be one of the toughest fights of Teo's career. And if he can beat him, having a slick black nigga like this on your record would be amazing. You would probably have to call him maybe the goat of his era if he's able to beat Shakur. What would you guys say about that? But I do favor Shakur.
It'd definitely be a big win. Shakur and Tio, they both have Olympic backgrounds. They both have really big names right now.
Mm-hmm.
Both came up in that top ranked program, were billed as the next superstars.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it'd be a big deal. Not only that, Shakur Stevenson,
Mm-hmm.
I see it much wider than you, BVO. I got an 80-20 Shakur. I
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
think he's really gonna style on Tio. Wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he stopped Tio because not even because he knocks out or he hurt
Mm-hmm.
Tio, just because Tio face bruises and he bleeds easy. And
Mm-hmm.
Shakur, I just think is gonna be able to pepper him and get to him all night. Like we saw the way how Sandor Martin dropped Tio
Mm-hmm.
twice with just a little easy check left hook.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tio does not know how to be an intelligent aggressor. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he walks, he just lunges forward in straight lines, and,
Mm-hmm.
and then he tries to like stand close or counter punch, but it doesn't work for him. And we saw
Mm-hmm.
it against Jermaine Ortiz.
It's a good
His
point.
skill set doesn't work with that. So no, but yeah, if he were to beat Shakur, I would agree with you. That would be a very big win. It would put him really high on the pound for pound in my mind, probably top five.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it validates a lot of things, man. T.O. would be a Hall of Famer. I agree, man. It's a big win. That's a huge win.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think being unified at lightweight, having the Ring Magazine lineal champion twice, so they said he's the man that beat the man in two straight divisions. I think I think Tio really has the opportunity to do something special. I just hope this, and I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. I'm hoping the friendship with him and Gary Antoine doesn't get in the way of a great fight, because I think him and Gary Antoine, after this, if he's able to overcome Shakur, that should be a fight. He should get a tune-up and then fight Antoine, because I think that'll be a fight tailor-made for Tio. I think he would really, really do some really nasty work to Antoine, because we've seen Antoine and Josh Taylor, who I thought Josh Taylor's a little bit better than Antoine as far as what we've seen him do in the sport. I think he would really style on him, and I think that's what Tio got to be focused on. Get through this hard fight, and it's easy money from here. It's easy money with Matias, because Matias not gonna lose to this cab driver he's about to fight in January. And get in there and get ready for Antoine, because I think Antoine Russell, I have the toughest fight. We've seen what Bartholomew did to him. So with Francis Bartholomew giving him so much trouble, Bartholomew is nothing more than a lot porter. That's the guy who
Wow.
valets your cars for you, man, wipes windows and pumps gas. So
That's
I don't.
crazy.
I think this is get through this hard fight this slick brother who can really do some damage to you, and then go in there, and then I will say you be favored in those other two fights, the unified title. What you guys say?
I don't know what the heck you talking about. Antoine, good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Tio might want to be friendly. Antoine want to fight all those guys. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Tio let the wannabe friends get in the way, but Antoine wants to fight all of them. So that it ain't coming from Antoine the reason why the fight won't happen. But no, I mean I think
You didn't
Antoine
see
stopped too
Antoine
much.
at T.O.'s son's birthday party?
Listen.
No, I'm
They're
asking.
not
Oh,
really
you didn't
good
see
friends.
that?
They're not
Okay.
really good friends. They're not really good friends. They might be cordial, but they're not
So they
really good
call
friends.
you cordially invite somebody to your son's birthday party?
No,
Are you serious?
they might be cordial. They're not really good friends like that. Antoine is not really good friends with Theo like that. No, the man called him out by name. He said, "I want all of them. These guys at
That's
140."
business.
No, he said these champions at 140 are some pussy. That's what he said. They scared
Salute
to
to my
fight.
brother Bruce.
They scared to fight. I want all of them. I want Theo. I want Matthias. I want Hitchison. I want all of them. So
Yeah.
no, Antoine ain't let nothing get in between him becoming a unified champion. He worked a long time to become a champion. Now he wants to be unified. He ain't let nothing stop him from becoming unified.
I
Mhm.
would I would totally disagree with you. If you got somebody at your doggone son's birthday party, that's not cordial. That's a good friend. That's
No,
somebody you close with.
I had people at my daggone grandson's birthday party that I was
I didn't
cordial
say
with.
your grandson. I didn't say
If
your grandson.
I had
I
the
said
birthday
your
party.
son.
Look what you're talking about.
I
I
said,
had the
hey,
birthday party.
hold on. You don't got to go crazy.
I
I'm
did
just
the
saying
invite.
the
What are you
son
talking about?
to
I
have
did
your
the invite.
having somebody at your son's birthday party is a
I
pretty big
did
deal.
the invite. If I didn't invite them, they wasn't coming. I did the party. It was my party for my grandson. I did it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So you haven't seen over the years Antoine and Tio hanging out, talking, doing their things, hanging out. You saying they just cordial?
At the fights?
No, I'm talking about outside of the fights. I
No,
can't
I
wait till
didn't.
I
No, I
can't wait
haven't.
till I get I can't wait
No,
till
I
we
haven't.
get Twine on here, man. We're gonna get Twine on here. I can't wait.
Yeah,
He'll definitely give you a different answer because everybody knows that they're tight. Everybody knows that. I mean, I wouldn't even
Bro,
I
I
think if
done
they
seen
was to fight,
Antoine
that fight would be last.
multiple.
Go
I
ahead.
done seen Antoine do multiple interviews, and every time he said, "I want every last one of these guys in the
That's
room."
but
not what I'm saying.
that don't mean him and Tio aren't friends though, Free.
I
Yeah, I'm
said they
not saying he
cordial.
didn't
I
want it.
said they cordial. I said they're not really good friends. BVO making it seem like they're best friends, and they Shakur
Grew up
and
together.
Keyshawn Davis.
I mean,
He's
they
making it
might
seem like
be
they
Free.
Shakur and Keyshawn.
That's how they act.
No, that's not how they act. That's not.
Okay.
That's not how they
Okay.
act. You don't see
Okay.
Tio at every one of Antoine's fight.
That
You
don't
don't see
mean they're not
Antoine
good
at every
friends
one of
though.
Tio's
That
fights.
just because he's not in his face every day or he's not
No,
at every one of his
Marky,
events.
Marky, they're not really good friends like that. They're not.
Okay. Okay. We'll just go off what you say,
I
man.
don't know either of these people, so I.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna get into a shout match about it. But let me ask you guys this: if what you guys think Usyk is gonna take this fight with Wardley, because I think my man Dillian the Body Snatcher White said something pretty interesting. He said if Usyk can beat Wardley, he might be the best fighter we've seen in the last 25 years. Would you guys agree with that sentiment, or you think
That's
it's an
what you
overstatement?
said.
Say it again.
That's what you said.
No,
If
that's what Dillian White said. He said on Sky Sports.
He ain't
if
never been
Usyk beat
nobody
Wall,
champion.
you said if
Who?
Usyk beat Wally,
No, if he beats Fabio Wardley, he said he would consider him the best fighter we've seen in the last 25 years.
He got
I
hit
would
too
say
much.
the best fighter. I would say. I mean, maybe at heavyweight, but when you say best fighter, you talking about every
I don't think
fighter
that's
in
what
the
you're talking
sport.
about. I think you're talking about a heavyweight. That's what I think
Yeah,
he's
I
talking about.
mean, yeah, maybe
No,
at heavyweight.
he might be talking about the entire thing.
So if
Usyk
you
is
talking
worthy
about
of that.
if you talking about the entire thing, I'm gonna say no because he's not a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd is retired.
Floyd wasn't retired in the last 25 years. Floyd fought in 2000.
Mm.
I mean, listen, that's his opinion. This brother was undisputed at
And I said,
cruiserweight,
I
moved all
understand
the
that.
way up to
Hold up,
heavyweight.
Marky.
That
I understand that's his opinion. And I said, if he's talking about every fighter, I'm gonna say no. Usyk is not the best fighter in the last 25 years. I would say he's
Mm-hmm.
the best fighter at heavyweight in the last
Mm.
25 years, but not at all not all fighters. At
including Lennox
heavyweight,
Lewis.
I would give him that because I would say, yes, since Lennox Lewis, Usyk is probably the best heavyweight in the
I
last
mean,
25
Usyk
years.
never got put to bed like BVO might say. Usyk never got put to bed like Lennox Lewis did.
That
Like
don't
Lennox
define your
Lewis
But,
got
career.
but
laid
what I'm
out.
no,
That
Usyk
don't
what
never
I'm
define
got
your
laid
career.
out.
But I understand that. But what I'm saying is, within the last 25 years, I would say, yeah, Usyk is probably the best heavyweight that we've seen within the last 25 years. He's
Since
probably the best
Lennox,
heavyweight we've seen.
I feel like the
Easily.
Klitschko's don't get no love, man. It's crazy. But
Um,
yeah,
because you
they
got to
fought a weak.
remember,
They
but
fought a weak division. I know, but still,
Tally kept getting beat up, and then I mean not
no,
Batali, but
Vladimir.
cap,
Vladimir.
cap,
Vladimir kept getting beat up, and
cap.
Batali had to keep avenging him. You seen him? Didn't he get knocked out? What was that dude? What was that black dude's name?
He did.
I mean, what are you talking
Uh,
about? He stayed getting beat to death. I mean,
No,
that was
yeah,
his.
I just,
They called him
well,
Sleep.
I'm
That was
talking
his
about his
nickname.
run. I'm talking about his run. His prime
And even though
run.
even though in
He's
his
his
prime run, he
prime.
got his head kicked. He
no,
stayed
yeah,
getting beat up. He wasn't dominant. I mean, let's not play like he was
I mean,
dominant.
was he putting? What
who you
was he
talking about?
stopping guys or not? Hold on. Was
Vladimir
he stopping
Klitschko.
guys or not?
He
Was he
stopped
stopping
guys,
Vladimir,
but
guys
he
or
got.
not?
no, Vladimir got beat up by what's his name, Simon.
Hmm.
Simon, I think his
Simon.
name's Simon,
Corey
and his brother.
Sanders.
Yeah, Corey Simon. I mean Corey Sanders, and his
Yeah.
brother had to go get the title
Yeah,
back
his
from him.
brother went and
Yeah.
put him to bed.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. No, Vladimir wasn't the best heavyweight. Vladimir was beating a lot of guys that he was much
Corey
bigger than.
Sanders dropped him like 4 or 5
I
times.
Yeah,
mean,
he was beating guys that he was much bigger
Klitschko
than.
made Davis. What's his name? David Hay run. Remember, they were saying David Hay was gonna put Klitschko to sleep, and
Okay,
he
but
made
David Hay
David
was
Hay
too
run.
small. David Hay was too
David
small,
Hayes
He was
man.
never
way
really
too
I
did.
mean,
small.
listen,
Way too
that's not what
small.
they were saying before the fight.
No, but
That's
what?
all I know.
Listen,
Nah,
listen,
nobody was saying
Nah,
David
ain't
Hay
no
was going to
no,
beat
ain't no
Kalisto.
no.
You lying.
Monty. What has David Hayes actually did at heavyweight?
Yeah, nobody said he was going to
He
beat
was
He
better.
Kalisto,
put
bro.
Johnny
He was
Ruiz to
better.
he put Johnny Ruiz to sleep.
He was half dead when he
Johnny,
fought Johnny.
hold up, John Louise got beat by Roy Jones.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, what's your
Beat by
point? That
James
he's
Tony
a
too.
good fighter.
And
It was
Tony.
Yeah,
Roy
he
Jones is
stayed
he's
the
getting
guy that
beat
came
up.
champion.
from middleweight.
I think David Hay was the.
154, Junior.
I think David Hay might have been the WBA interim champ at heavyweight.
And like I said, he never did. He
No,
never did
he
anything
was
at
the
heavyweight.
WBA champion.
Cruiserweight.
Was he?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Kalisto needed that last belt, didn't he?
No,
Yeah.
wasn't he only champ at at heavyweight?
No, he was a cruiserweight. He
Or
had a
excuse me,
belt in
He was
cruiser.
cruiserweight?
cruiserweight champion. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
to
I mean,
remember
Nah,
David
like I
Hay
said,
could punch, but
David,
he
he was
got
not
that.
a
David,
He
big
got
guy.
that. He got that WBA from Nikolai Voluev.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
was,
so
they
there you
was,
go,
they was.
Folio. There you go, free. He was a
No, but
heavyweight champ. He was a heavyweight.
N-
He was a
hold up,
heavyweight champion.
hold up, Marky. Dang, you just
You
talking and
know,
don't
hold
listen.
up.
You just talking and don't listen. David Hayes never did anything at heavyweight. He never
He
did
put a
anything.
7-footer to sleep.
He ain't put
No,
him to
he
sleep.
never did anything. His biggest fight was getting beat by Klitschko.
He got beat
That
dead.
was his biggest fight
I
by
say his
getting
biggest
beat by
fight was
Klitschko.
against Voluev when he won the WBA. I
Yeah.
would
I
No,
say that
I
was the
mean,
mean,
biggest.
you could say that was his biggest
Tommy Hearn.
accomplishment. You could say
Tommy
that was his
Hearn's
biggest
biggest fight was
accomplishment.
getting Tommy
Yeah,
Hearn's biggest fight
No,
was getting beat half to
that was
sleep
his
by
that was his biggest.
Marvin Hagler.
No,
you right,
What are we
listen,
Free.
talking about?
listen. That
His
was his
biggest fight was
biggest.
against
Uh,
Kalisto.
that was his biggest accomplishment. His
Yeah,
biggest fight was getting beat by
yeah,
Klitschko.
yeah.
So what?
He was so.
No,
You know what's so funny?
he never
Let me
done
say.
anything
Let me
at
say
No,
this
wait,
heavyweight.
though.
hold on. Well, hold on, real free.
Cruiserweight, yeah.
He knocked out
Heavyweight,
War
nothing.
Chazor. He knocked out War Chazor. Remember when they fought in the when War
Who did
Chazor
knock
came
out
Yeah.
out?
Couture?
He stretched him out, man, like a lawn chair, bro.
Whoa.
He
Who
stretched
did
out
knock out Couture?
Hold on, don't do that like he not good. Come on, man.
No,
Nah,
Whoever's
ain't
I
doing
said
nobody
who
that.
just
didn't
put
knock him out.
Couture to
The
bed.
man got like
You
13
crazy.
losses.
But you don't got a lot. Hold on, let me see that. Hold on, because
Free. Hey man, War
Free
Jazor is a
tough,
legend,
man.
dog. Yeah, he a legend, dog. I do agree with you. He
Yeah.
stayed getting beat up, but I mean,
Oh, he's
I'm
known for getting
saying.
beat up. That's what he's known for. He's known for getting beat up.
but
If David A.
you remember
Ankle
he
wasn't
beat.
hurt
He
and
only
them
been
Tony
knocked out
Bellew
4 times.
fights, I think he
Free.
would have beat.
Remember,
I think he would have beat Tony Bellew.
did he knock out Dillian White or he just beat him?
Nah, he got knocked out by Dillian White.
He got knocked out by Dillian
I
White.
know he beat Dillian White though. I know he beat Dillian White though.
No, he
No,
didn't. He never
no,
beat
he
Dillian
didn't.
White.
He
No,
lost
he
Look,
didn't.
twice.
look at the box rate. He didn't beat
He
War
did not
Jazor
beat
never
Dillian
beat.
White.
Hold on,
No.
free. That's not. Hold on, we not yelling. I'm trying to figure out somebody
No, he
looking at
I'm
didn't.
numbers.
He did
telling you,
not.
no, he did
He
not.
Oh,
did
he didn't
not.
I
fight him.
know all of
He
Dillian
lost
White's
He
to him
fought
losses.
him
two
twice. He
times.
did not beat him either.
Yeah,
He
he
got
lost
put to
twice.
sleep the
Oh,
second fight.
Listen, Dillian White, the only time Dillian White has lost a fight, he got knocked out in against Povetkin, against AJ, against Moses, and what's the other guy that he got
Wilder.
knocked out?
Wilder.
Those
I mean,
are
not Wilder. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. My
Tyson
bad.
Fury. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are only losses. Every time Dillian White went to the scorecard, he won. Every loss he got stopped. No, he did not beat Dillian White.
Damn.
My
Hold on,
bad.
Free.
He a sucker for uppercut. I tell you that though.
Yeah, man, for real, for real.
Yeah, man.
And let me ask you guys this: what do you guys think about Richard Torres seeming to call out Moses and Moses not answering? Do you guys think he's nervous about fighting a young American?
Who?
I think so. I think his team is managing him carefully. They're not trying to go for the big fish right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Who called him out?
Richie Torres has been calling Moses out by name.
I just looked at
No,
his
but
box rec. Free. You right. He got knocked out. He lost every time he lost. He got knocked out. And all I can remember
every
is when
loss is
that
a
time.
knockout. Four losses,
Only thing
four
I can
knockouts.
remember when he got knocked out and Eddie Hearn, right by Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn trying to help him with his head, trying to pick his
Yeah,
head up.
every
Yeah,
loss was a knockout loss. Every time he went to the scorecards, he won. He never lost on the scorecard.
Who you talking about?
Dillian.
Dillian White.
yeah.
Anytime he
Oh,
make it,
Dillian. Nah, he put Derek Chisora to sleep in the second fight,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
He
he
never
beat
lost to
Joseph
Chisora.
Parker at the cards.
Yeah,
No,
he did.
he never lost to Chisora. Anybody that beat
No, he
Dillian
put
White, they knocked
Chisora
him
to
out.
sleep, is what I said.
Yeah, anybody that beat Dillian White, they knocked him out. He never lost on
Mhm.
the scorecard.
Oh,
If
that's a
Dillian
fact.
White
That's a
can
fact.
make it to
That's
the
a fact.
scorecards, he's going to win. He's never lost on the scorecard.
I never seen nothing like Dillian White in my life.
He get a lot of hate.
So,
I don't know why a lot of people don't like him. I think it's because he's dark
He a
skinned,
drug
but
cheat.
I think he's a
yeah,
really good
that's true
fighter.
too. He's a drug cheat, a habitual drug cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let
And
me
he
ask
got
you
knocked
guys.
out.
But going back to
He
Moses,
got knocked out by one too.
going back to Moses. Um, I mean, I don't mind Moses fighting Richard Torres. I think he's gonna beat Richard Torres easy. Um, I say this. I would prefer him fighting Richard Torres than him fighting Jermaine Franklin. I would prefer that, but
Mhm.
I kind of know why they putting him in there with Jermaine Franklin because Jermaine Franklin has been in there with a couple of the champions, so they want to put somebody that's a veteran on his resume that's been in there on the top level.
Yeah.
So I understand why they put him in there with Jermaine Franklin. I would prefer Richard Torres because I think he will eliminate all the problems that we have with Richard Torres and send him away. So, but
What if Richie
I'm not.
knock him out?
No, he's gonna knock Richard Torres out within the first 3 rounds.
You never know, free. You never know.
I know.
I think Torres will survive longer than
Any
three
How
given
much
though.
how much
Saturday.
how much
Any
money
given
you got on it?
Saturday.
How much money you got on it?
On what? As
I
far
put
as
a
him
friendly
getting
10.
stopped?
I
Yeah,
put a friendly 10.
Now I feel like he might get stopped, but I feel like he'll get past three. I think it might be like 6 or 7.
I think Richie can
It's
beat
all
him. I
speculation
mean,
though.
who is
It's all
Moses
speculation.
beat? Who is Moses is like to me did nothing but the Randy Orton beat up a bunch of old guys who are finished. He
Wow.
about to
so
go on. He
you
about to go on
saw
there with
That's
Jermaine
crazy.
Franklin,
That's
who
cap. That's
Correct
cap.
thing
J-
ever.
Jermaine Franklin is half dead himself. I mean, they had to dig him up. He the oldest heavyweight I've seen. The youngest oldest heavyweight I've seen. He stay getting beat to
The
death.
oldest YN.
Got beat up by Dillian White, who stink. Got beat half to death by AJ. I mean, he just get beat to death.
BVO on one.
He should wear a
Yeah.
shirt that say, "Hey,
That's
I'm here
what
to
I'm saying.
get beat dead."
I would prefer Richard Torres, but I understand what they're doing. But I would prefer Richard Torres. But
And Free, did you
Richard
see that big
Torres ain't
heavyweight
no.
that was taking Jermaine off his feet that last fight?
I mean, Jermaine is a small heavyweight. He's
I mean,
small.
he was punching chocolate cocoa puffs out of this dude. It was nasty, man, and they
I
stole it.
mean, I don't think very much of Richard Torres. Richard Torres is a front runner. He doesn't carry the power late.
He's
If
just,
he, if he,
I mean, he
if he
represents
can't
your
get you out of
country,
there
the top
early,
of your country.
if you can't get you out of there early, it's going to be a long night for Richard Torres or early night for Richard Torres.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
might be
just
an early night. I agree.
I'll say this though, no matter how it goes, I think Moses needs to be tested. I think people are pickle pulling him real early, and I
Mm.
just don't think I don't think it'll work. I just don't think it'll work. You know, where for me, when it comes to the Moses, I just want to do this.
Strike, red lightning! Give power to my Negasword!
So I got to get some power to my nigga sword because we
That's
got to get him
crazy.
out of here. We got to get him out of here. But let me ask you guys this. This is something I was wondering, man. What do you guys think about Errol Spence coming back to boxing? You got Roy Jones Jr. say he's going to be pretty much be like a liaison for Errol. He's going to try to get him back in the game, and hopefully he didn't guarantee he would train him, but he kind of wants to be hands on. Errol, you think that's good or bad for Errol? What do you guys think?
I mean, whatever Earl want to do, I think Earl um, took in consideration the pros and cons of him getting back into the ring from being off a 2.5 year layoff. So
Yeah,
if he feel like this is the time for him to go back and get in the ring, I mean, so be it. I want to see who he comes back against because I don't think he needs to go and come back against any of these young guys right away. I think if he's going to come back in the ring, he needs to fight somebody like a Jamel Charlo that's been out of the ring the same amount of time as you, or maybe even a Keith Thurman, who's not very active in the sport of boxing. He has fought recently, but he's not very active. So I don't think that Earl needs to come back against none of these young guys who's constantly fighting. They got a lot more energy. They got a lot more to prove than Earl Spence does at this point in
Hmm.
time in his career. So, I mean, I just want to know if he does come back, who is he coming back against?
He need to take a light touch. That's it.
versus who?
Anybody. Pull somebody from the pickle farm. I don't
Now,
know.
he's not going to
The
take a
pickle
light test.
plant.
Earl Spence's name is too big to
He
go
gonna he
fight
gonna have to
somebody
come off
that.
the high horse then, or he gonna get smoked.
No, what I'm saying is he can fight a big name person, but it not
Like
be none
who?
of these. I just gave you two guys. They're big
No, no, no.
names.
I'm saying he needs like a light touch though. He don't need
No, he
nobody
don't need
somebody
it. He
punching
don't need
back
a
too
light
much.
test against those guys. Against those guys, he can fight those guys right now and still hold
Mhm.
his own weight. And we'll
And
know
so,
if Earl. We know if Earl is back or if he's not back. Keith Thurman hasn't shown that he's a world beater
Somebody
at this
mute their
point in
mic,
time in
bro.
his career.
That's irritating.
Yeah, he hasn't shown that he's a world beater at this point in time in his career. Jamel Charlo, we don't know what he's like. He's been out of the ring the same amount of time Earl's been out. So we don't know what
Yeah,
Jamel is like right now. So I don't think he needs a light test before he fight those guys. Now, if he's going to fight one of these young guys, yeah, he needs to get somebody else in the ring before he fight one of these young guys.
The
That's
only
what I said.
reason I said that free because he been through a lot. Charlo ain't been through a lot. He didn't
And
really
Charlo
get
ain't been
punished.
through a lot, but Charlo don't have the mentality that Earl has.
Yeah, but Earl got beat up pretty bad in his last fight.
man,
Charlo didn't get hit a lot. He went down, but he didn't take a lot of punishment
But
against
the man,
Canelo
the
though.
man been out of the ring for 2.5 years. You don't think he's
Yeah,
over that by now?
no, yeah, I get it. Yeah, who
He's
Earl?
been out of the ring for 2.5 years. He should
Talking
be
about
over it by
Earl?
now. If he ain't over it by now, he ain't gonna never be over it.
You talking about Earl?
Yeah, if Earl ain't over what happened with him and Bud by now, he ain't gonna never be over it. It's been 2.5 years.
yeah. I think no matter how
Hmm.
you slice it, man, that's a tough loss. I mean, he got beat pretty bad. I mean, you seen him. He looked like a voodoo doll. His face was swollen. And when you think about it, once Terrence Crawford fights you, you're never the same. I mean, we believe Canelo somewhere healing up, but will Canelo be the same? And it's the same guy where they said, you fight nobody. You fight nobody. And he went in there and beat him dead. So I mean, I'll say this: you can't always go off what people say, because a lot of these fighters, man, that you people be thinking don't fight, they fight pretty often. Because I seen Daniel Dubois go from getting his eye almost knocked out his head versus Joyce to becoming the IBF world champion. You know, we got to remember, boxing is a forgiving sport as well.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's what I said. These young guys, they active. They got more. They got more to prove. So I don't see him coming back fighting one of these young guys. I don't think any of these guys right now is worth Earl coming back for. I don't think none of them is worth Earl coming back for. I don't think he's gonna get the payday to come back from being out for 2.5 years. I don't think that the payday is going to be good enough for Earl to come back to fight one of these young guys. Maybe if he comes back and fights Sebastian, maybe that's a decent payday. But besides that, are a big payday for Earl.
Yeah, I just think, man, I hope that Oscar don't continue to get in the way of the business, man, because I think this is a huge fight, man. I think that when you talk about these promoters, man, you keep seeing promoters getting in the way of big fights. I mean, kudos to PBC and Golden and Matchroom for getting this fight done with Cool Boy and Oshaki. I mean, Top Rank and PBC for getting it done, because I think those two should really work together and we'll get some of the best fights. I mean, I want to see they youngest and brightest fighters going. I want to see Shakur versus Abdullah Mason. I want to see Abdullah Mason versus what's the dude's name? Oh, my bad. I can't think of the guy's name. My bad. But I want to see more fights, because I feel like we always be talking about the same few fighters, but it's because there's not a ton of great fights. And I think we got to just be honest here, man. Like, as far as the heavyweight division goes, Richard Torres is not looking good. I mean, it's really, to me, Caballero and nobody else. What do you guys think about? Who you guys think is a top 10? Matter of fact, let's all name our top 10 heavyweights right now. Y'all hear me?
Top 10?
Top 10 heavyweights fighting right now. Don't name 5 because everybody don't know all of them.
I gotta look up the heavyweights, because there's not a lot of big name heavyweights that I could say right now that I would look at it in my top 10. I mean, you could think of the first 4, maybe 5, and then after that, you stuttering to try to figure out who else.
I would say 1 Usyk, 2 Fabio Wardley, based on what we've seen recently. 3 Agate Caballero. 4. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty hard after really the top 3.
Exactly.
Like Fury's gone.
It's almost impossible.
Zhang
I would say
is gone.
My top 4 right now is Usyk, Caballero, Worley, and Moses, and you can put them in whatever order you want. But those are my top 4.
Oh,
Usyk
Dubois
number 1.
I would go
got
with
put to
Usyk.
bed, but I think Dubois would still beat a lot of other dudes. So I put him.
I would go with
in the
Usyk.
top 5.
I would go with, well, you get 10 marks, so you probably could
And
find
number
somewhere.
5, Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, so I probably would go with Usyk and I'm not no order. Caballero, Moses. Shoot. I mean, damn. I guess Parker still, because I feel like he gotta.
Is he awake to be on your list? I don't think he's awake.
Joseph, he ain't getting knocked out. Daniel Dubois, I guess.
Yeah, you got
how many is that?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
that's 4.
Do
that's
I put?
4.
Do I put? Are we putting?
You go put Herkovich in there?
I about to say, are we putting Herkovich in there?
Nah.
I haven't seen Herkovich in a while.
Are you putting?
Yeah, Bob. I just saw him.
Are you putting Big Baby Anderson?
Hell no.
How about Andy Ruiz?
Hell no.
No.
How about War Chizor?
Hell no.
Are you kidding me?
Richard Torres.
What about Frank Sanchez? I think Frank Sanchez is a nice
That's
fighter.
what I'm saying. There's like 6 heavyweights, dog. It's nasty, man. Nasty work.
No.
I mean, I guess
he just got put to sleep by Agate Caballero.
F.A. Ajaba, Frank Sanchez.
Yeah, are you putting them in there? You said 10, so it's not like
Well, we could do 5 because it's not a lot
yeah,
of people
it's
don't know
brutal
about.
at the it's brutal.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
why I said the
wasteland.
top 5. Because after that, you like, who else?
Well, I like Hooney a lot. I like
Oh,
Hooney. I know Hooney lost, but I think Hooney's a good fighter.
Jabalov.
Yeah, I like Hooney. He was a really good fighter to me.
He cool, but
Yeah, I think Hooney. I just think when it comes to Hooney, man, you can't fall for the trap of the dude with all that power, man. Why would you walk to Caballero? You know he gonna beat you dead. I just understand that. Like Caballero, he just let Caballero hit him with them stupid body shots, then he was asleep. What's going on? How you feeling, brother Bernard?
What's going on, good brothers? How y'all doing today?
what up, brother
Good,
B?
man. We talking this boxing, man. So we was just basically talking about seeing some big fights, and I'm gonna name a few. You can tell me what you think on them. I don't know if you can give us a verdict on them, but we got Shakur versus Devin. How you see that fight going?
Shakur versus Devin?
I mean, sorry, I don't know why I always do that. Shakur versus Tio.
I think it could be a good fight. I think I lean towards Shakur. I think Shakur just understands range extremely well.
So who you got? Sam Notes, Abdullah Mason.
Abdullah Mason by attempted murder to a full murder.
You know Sammy been beating people dead though. You know that, right?
Everybody he beat up did an interview the next day, so they weren't dead.
That's crazy.
You wow. Boy. So another one we got on his books is Lamont Roach, your boy from DC versus Esau Cruz. How you see that going?
I got Lamont by decision. I think Lamont has the ability to outbox him. But if Esau can catch him with one of them hammers, it could change.
Yeah.
Esau can punch. But I think the slickness of the boxing that Lamont, and we don't call Esau a boxer, we call him a puncher. And
right.
he hasn't really given me anything to be tantalized about with his boxing.
Another one we got is Andy Cruz and Ray Maritala. Who you got out of those two?
Andy Cruz, easy.
You said easy. Yeah, I can see that. And I think that when you talk about boxing, it's actually back. Did you realize? Did you think boxing could come back like it's doing right now, Bernard? Or are you shocked by it?
Man, thanks to Turkey Al-Sheikh, boxing is making a true return. The boxing is making a true return. Mm-hmm. I think boxing was at the point where it always gets to every 10 or 15 years where it has to reset itself. And when I speak of resetting itself, the financial market has to reset. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's sustainable in boxing without there being some sort of concept of league with a season to it for you to pay one man 25, 30, 50, $100 million, because the average man is not Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather had a desire to win, get paid, rinse and repeat. Where if you give the average boxer $25 million in one night, that might be the last night you see him. So I think with boxing resetting the landscape, and then Turkey Al-Sheikh coming in at the resetting point and telling fighters a true belief. Hey, champ, this what I'm paying. If you don't want what I'm paying, you can go elsewhere. But if you want what I'm paying, this is who I want to see you fight. That's all I'm paying for. We're going to get great fights again.
So do you want to see a guy like Ryan Garcia coming off a loss fight a guy coming off a draw and Mario Barrios? You think that's a good fight?
Yeah, it's a good fight. The reason I say it's a good fight because it can sell. Long as there is no bad fight unless it can't sell. That's the only time it's a bad fight. If it can't sell. Ryan Garcia, whatever you may think of him, he has a fan base. Mario Barrios, we can talk shit about it, but Mario Barrios get viewers that come out every time he fight, not just the tank fight, but he has viewers that come out when he fight. So he has a fan base. So you get two fan bases that want to come out and see two guys fight. Whether
Yeah.
whether you believe in, I hate that statement, boxing purist. I
Right.
hate that statement because if that is true, then they're the smallest group in the history of boxing, the purists. Because the people who are raking in all this money, they not getting it from purists. They getting from people who are bloodthirsty.
That's a good point. Let me ask you this real quick, Free. When you seen my brother Paulie Malignaggi with the eye patch on from fighting bare knuckle, does that kind of like worry you about where the boxing game is went when you see a legend like Paulie Malignaggi with an eye patch on? Can you hear me, Free?
No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me with him coming with an eye patch on. I think it makes him look a little more dangerous. It makes him look a little more dangerous because nobody was ever scared of Paulie Malignaggi. But with that eye patch, he looked a little more scarier.
I thought he looked stupid. I thought he looked like an idiot, if you ask me, Free.
I mean, his eye was messed up. And I ask you this too, Prize. When you see we watched the Cleveland native Tiger Johnson go in there and put a show on. Did it shock you to see Paulie with that patch on his eye?
No, he always getting beat up. He all right. No, I like Paulie. I ain't gonna. He was cool. He ain't had no
He a
power, but
two-division champion, right?
yeah. But all right. Then why he?
You
Why
say,
he in
hold
there?
on. Everybody say, yeah. Everybody say, yeah. But Floyd Sr. was never a champion.
Oh man, that was just a crazy comparison.
I'm telling you,
You
he
talking
was
about
never a champion.
Paulie Malignaggi, and you talking about
I'm trying to
Floyd
tell you how
Mayweather.
rare it is to be a champion. It's rare to be a champion.
And it's rare to have an eye patch.
I don't know. What you think about that eye patch, Bernard? I thought that was sick. What do you think about that?
I think he needed an eye patch because his eye was shut. I mean, at the end of the day, you wear eye patch for 2 reasons. You wear eye patch for 2 reasons. You're a pirate or your eye fucked up.
You're a wild boy, man. But the thing I say is this: I think when we talk about Paulie Malignaggi, he don't get enough credit for the fighter he was. I feel like him and Tim Storm Bradley both get a lot of hate, but in the ring, they both can fight. They really both can fight.
But he ain't got no power.
What was that fight when Timothy fought that Russian dude? He beat that dude half dead.
No. Timothy Bradley was a great fighter, Hall of Famer. I agree with him being in the Hall of Fame.
Didn't he take the dude from DC, Lamont's
Malignaggi,
from him?
No power. What'd you say?
What was that? Didn't he take the brother Lamont?
Yeah, he beat Lamont Peterson. He beat Lamont Peterson. Yeah.
Took his own.
Did he beat what's his name? Devon Witherspoon, or what's his name?
Devon Alexander?
Alexander, yeah. Devon Alexander. He beat him at 140, took his title, unified.
Yeah.
Then moved up, beat Manny Pacquiao. Despite what a lot of people say, I thought Tim Bradley won that fight. I had him winning that first fight. That's my opinion.
Man, I'm about to call you Ray Charles, dog. I'm about to call you Ray Charles.
No Ray Charles.
I mean,
Tim was doing good work in that first fight.
Tim got beat up.
And Pacquiao was throwing a lot of inaccurate shots. He was just lunging. I ain't saying he wasn't landing, but still, Tim was doing a lot of good work.
Hey,
and the commentary was ignoring it.
Tim was good. Tim was good. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Then he had that great fight with the Russian.
When you see a winner goes to the press conference in a wheelchair, I got to see what the daggone loser look like.
I mean, you remember when American was beating up Maidana, dropped him in the first round? Then you remember what happened in the last 3 rounds? Like Jesus, they had to really lift American out of that ring. Like, it was crazy for what Maidana did to him. That don't mean he lost the fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He had to endure something.
He didn't go to the press conference in a wheelchair.
I mean, damn near.
That's crazy.
He ain't going to chariot either.
He ain't going to chariot either.
I mean, sometimes he went. I mean, are you kidding me?
That's
sometimes
crazy.
He left in a bed. That's American you talking about.
I think Amir Khan is one of the best fighters we've seen who just didn't have the right trainer. You don't remember
Yeah.
how good he was till he started getting hit on the chin?
There
No.
was nothing that can help Amir Khan.
Stop it. You see him and his dad. You see him and his dad,
The-
man. Come on.
No,
Man.
every image of Amir Khan that I have from him is him getting up off the canvas.
You
Right.
forgot in
image.
2011 when he was coming up, man. He was nice. That dude
Oh,
was crazy.
man.
Until he went against Lamont Roach. Lamont Peterson.
Until
I
he went
mean,
against Brady Prescott, put him in the
he
Nah,
was
bed in the
he
beating. He
first
went
was
round.
beating
against
Danny.
Danny
He was
Garcia, and he got put to
beating the
sleep.
hair off of Danny Garcia's head till he
And then
got
he got
caught.
put to sleep. Right?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
tucked him right on there.
Why
yeah.
do why let me ask the panel this. Why does BVO always bring up somebody was doing something until they got demolished? He need to stop doing that. If the record book don't say nothing about he was winning until he got demolished. It just say he got demolished.
Yeah.
He was winning until he
No.
got put to bed.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all BVO recollects in his mind. He was winning until he wasn't.
I mean, we seen Oscar De La Hoya beating the Philly cheesesteak out of Bernard, and Bernard got a lucky
No,
shot.
he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Man.
Boy,
You
please,
need to stop.
please.
He was beating the stew out of.
No, he
He was
wasn't.
beating the stew out of him.
It was a back and forth match.
Yeah, it
and,
was
and
close.
it was a back and forth match, and Bernard hit him with that kidney shot,
And he
that
went
was
down.
all it
Lucky
was.
shot, a lucky shot.
It
No,
was
that
a
was an
lucky
accurate shot.
It was a shot that he was going for. His kidney. He hit him there, and
And
that
Oscar
man
never
rolled around
seen
on
it.
that daggone ground.
Yeah, he never saw it, Free. He never saw the punch.
Man,
He
I
was
knew
rolling
it.
around on that ground, and he couldn't get up.
He was
Oscar,
rolling like a
believe
roly
me, I
poly.
tried. I wanted to try. I wanted to get up, but I fought middleweight, and Bernard Hopkins is a great fighter. Man, he got hit with that was a perfect punch. There wasn't no
That
lucky
was
shot.
Hold on. You
calculated shot.
forgot. Y'all forgot that Floyd Sr. went on record after the fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and said, "I
He
thought if
be
you go on
reaching into
points, I think Oscar won." That's what
you
Floyd
be
Joy
reaching
Sr.
into
said.
the crates.
No, I mean, of course he gonna
I
say
watched boxing.
of course he gonna say he believed that Oscar won. For one, him and his son just had a fallout, and
Then
for
he
That's a
two,
kicked him
fact.
out of the gym.
and for two, he was training Oscar. So of course he gonna say,
He
I believe
stopped training
Oscar won.
Oscar. If he would have had his coach, man, Oscar would have beat Floyd. Y'all
Oscar,
know
he
that.
wanted.
You don't
Oscar
remember
should have
that
gave him the
video
$2
of
million. Then
Floyd
he should have
and
gave him
you
the
don't
$2
remember
million.
that you don't remember that video of Junior and Senior fighting in the gym?
Oh, you
What
talking
was
about when
that?
Floyd started a fight with his dad? I seen that. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
and
was
that was
all
a
Floyd.
long spanning thing. Like even during the Diego Corrales fight, they were talking about how they were having issues, and that's why Roger was the trainer.
Well, Roger was a trainer from the beginning.
I know he was the trainer from the beginning, but I'm just saying that's why they were saying his father wasn't having an influence in the camp anymore because
I
they were
just think,
beefing.
no matter how you put it, man, if you look at Floyd, he's one of the best to ever do it. I just feel like with Roger, he looked different than he did when he had his dad. I think he was better with his dad than he was with Roger. Because I seen
Keep doing what you're
Floyd
doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I seen Floyd Sr. revitalize Oscar. Floyd went in there and beat the dog tar out of Vargas, man. Beat him up. They said he was old, couldn't punch no more. Y'all forgot what Oscar did to Vargas? That's probably why Vargas got slow speech now, because of the shots he took against Oscar, man. Oscar really put hands on him, man.
The Oscar has always been a great fighter. I mean, the man won a gold medal in the Olympics. He's always been a great fighter. It's just he wasn't better than Floyd.
Oh, giving people credit for the Olympics free. You don't give Richard Torres credit.
I said Richard Torres won what medal?
He won a silver medal.
Period. Yeah, he did win a silver medal. He won a silver medal. You didn't know that?
Yeah, he won a silver medal. But that means he came in second place.
It was a toe-to-toe war. So what, Freed? He fought for your country. He fought for your country.
So what you're saying is the level of fighting that you see Richard Torres was better than the level of fighting that you saw from Oscar when he came into the pros?
Of course not.
I mean, I'm just saying, Freed.
Not even close.
You don't get a man his credit for his Olympic achievement.
But you not being fair,
Oscar
Freed.
credit
No,
Oscar,
I am being fair. What I
Oscar,
see
one of
from
the greatest to ever do it ever.
I am being fair. What I see from Richard Torres is a front runner. He doesn't carry his power late. I've seen Richard Torres fight every single fight he's been in since the pros. So I've seen the same Richard Torres every single fight. He hasn't shown me anything different. He's a front runner. He doesn't carry the power late. When he get in there with somebody that knows how to control the distance and keep him in the center of the ring, he's going to lose, and he's going to lose badly.
Let me ask you this real quick, Brother Bernard. When you seen Floyd singing with Oscar, was that the best Oscar you had ever seen?
No, that was a fraud.
What was a fraud?
That version of Oscar De La Hoya.
Well, why you say that?
Because when he was in the ring with somebody with the IQ higher than he is and the intensity that can match his, he went back to being the Oscar De La Hoya that we all know and love. I mean, just got to be real about it. You ain't teaching that trick. You ain't teaching that pony no new tricks by the time Floyd got him. He taught him how he could fool somebody into thinking he learned something new. But once he was not saying in a cold way, but once he was under the gun, he went back to being. Look, you are who you are before you got here, player. You can't change a player's game in the ninth inning. He is who he is. It made it look good against lesser quality guys, but when you get to a certain quality level, the human brain, not just the boxer brain, the human brain is gonna do what it knows and normally does to save itself. It's not gonna revert to, oh, this is new, I'll try this. No, the human brain is not wired to do something that it learned yesterday to save itself from imminent harm. It does what it's always done to get it out of harm. Oscar De La Hoya was not a fight guy. He was just a fight guy.
Yeah.
Push come to shove, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight his way back into anything. But that's what made us love Oscar.
Yeah. So when you say that, you really under the belief that an old dog can't learn new tricks at all.
Not against another old dog who got just as many tricks as him, just as many scars, and brings just as much of an intensity level as him. Hell no.
So let me ask you this, and this is something that's public knowledge, came out on Ring Magazine and spoke a little bit about it. Do you think if Andre Ward would have got a chance to work with Gary Sr., that we could have seen him get better, or you think Virgil maxed out his talent?
Wait, what?
It's not maxing out. I understand what he said. It's not maxing out his talent. He had him for so long. You a boxer with a coach that they've had from their inception is no different than a baby being born. He had that baby from an embryo of his boxing career. So by the time he became a knowledgeable fighter, he had the knowledge and system based on who he learned it from. He could learn something new from somebody else to give you the illusion that he's a different guy. But when it all comes down to the bottom line, he's gonna be who he is. You can't change that. How long you been raising your daughter?
16 years and 6.
16 years, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, what can I tell your daughter to do, and it will go completely against everything you ever told her to do, and you would bet your life on it?
Oh, you being morbid, man.
No, I'm being serious. If I say, hey man, your daughter is gonna wake up in the morning and she gonna eat pancakes, she gonna drink milk, apple juice, and a bowl of cereal, and he know for her whole life she is never eating pancakes, she doesn't eat cereal, and she doesn't drink milk. He's gonna bet me everything I have to my versus everything he has to his name, because he's gonna say, I raised her.
Right.
And he's gonna win 99.9 time. He's gonna win. So how you gonna tell me somebody who laced up your first gloves, took you through the Olympics, the national championships, international boxing, the pros, the Super Six, world championships, somebody else can come get you and make you a whole different person?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I guess it's just when you hear Oscar talk about him, it's almost like he talk about him with such a great light about how he just seen the game different and kind of raised his IQ. But that being said, when it comes to boxing, do you think when we seeing now where you got people blaming Virgil Ortiz for this boots in his fight, do you think it's Virgil's fault because the promoter's not interested in making this fight? What do you think?
I think it's Virgil and Boots' fault if the fight don't get made. Both of them. If they fight anybody else after what they did last Saturday, nobody's going to either one of their fights. I mean, if the blame is a pie, you can cut it in half. Each person take their piece. You said you needed a tune-up, and then you will fight Virgil. Virgil said, come to the fight because we gonna make an announcement. Boots got his tune-up. Virgil got his tune-up. Boots showed up. Virgil won. Virgil invited him in the ring. They both said, who's next? We're next for each other. At that point, there's enough blame to split that shit in half. I wouldn't buy nothing else. Who they gonna fight? Who they gonna fight? What they, Murray, Kate, and Ashley?
Yeah,
Come on, man. Who they gonna fight? How do you sell it? You can't listen here. Before that fight, before they did all of that, they could have built that. They could have did all the building up they wanted to. Hey, Virgil could have said, "Man, I'm gonna collect the WBC title." Boots could have said, "I'm gonna collect the WBA title," and they could have shook on it. As soon as we both got one, then we gonna see each other. That was the only way you could let people have the anticipation of something else happening before y'all fight each other. But for what we just saw, don't nobody, man. Look, when we seen Lex Luger shake hands with Ric Flair and they agreed to wrestle each other in the Great American Bash. When the Great American Bash came, what did we see? Ric Flair versus Lex Luger. We did not hear Lex Luger say, "I love to wrestle Magnum TA. That was my lifelong journey." Come on, man. Come on, man. Cut it out, man.
Shout out to the Great American Bash. That was a good one.
But let me.
That's just.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Nah, that's just what it is. You can't build me up to tell me next week. You can't do that. You done took this girl out to dinner. She done held your hand. Y'all hugged out front of the monument. Y'all done had a kiss on the front porch. She invites you in, and then she pull out a checker tape. You be like, "Man, I'm going home. I'm going home. I didn't come here to play checkers." You can't give me the build up, then let me down.
Yeah.
The great ones don't do that. The great ones do not do that.
And I'll ask you this, Free. What do you think about Virgil just took a bunch of M's from Oscar? You think he have any control of his career at this point? Because I see he took about like $6 or $7 million, man. I don't know if he can do anything. What you think, Free?
No, he doesn't have any control over Oscar. Oscar's his promoter. I mean, he signed a contract for Oscar to be his promoter.
Salute to my brother, 88 Sports.
Pretty much to do what Oscar does. I mean, when once you sign that contract for this guy to be your promoter, you unless it's stipulations in that contract, you pretty much at the mercy of the promoter for the most part. You're pretty much at the mercy of the promoter. You have to, for the most part, do what the promoter allow you to do. Now he can convince Oscar, but it's still up to Oscar to make the fight because that's his promoter. He can't go and fight somebody without his permission. unless it's stipulated, unless it's stipulations in the contract where he say I can go do this if it's whatever the stipulations is in the contract. But if those stipulations are not in the contract, he's pretty much at the mercy of his promoter.
Yeah, because I heard, because now you kind of hear Oscar talking real aggressive, and it's like that must be because Virgil took some money. Is that how that works, Brother Bernard? When you take money on a signing bonus, they control you.
Man, they control you from the day you sign a contract with them. What are you talking about? Who control you at your job? Your boss. Every 2 weeks, he show you he control you. Once again, they gave Pat Mahomes all that money. Is he at the mercy of the Kansas City Chiefs owner?
Yeah.
Come on, brother. Why y'all making this? It's a job. It's a job. Once you accept the job, you have to live up to the terms of the job. You can't fire your boss, but your boss can fire you. That's every job. Athletes aren't no different. They work for an employer. In the words of Shaquille O'Neal, Oprah is wealthy. I'm rich. She said, "No, you wealthy." He said, "Let me explain the difference. Rich people cash checks. Wealthy people write checks."
That's a good point. That's a good point. My man Young T said Boots might as well move on and try to get the Jesus Rumbles fight or the Charles Conway or even Jamel. Virgil's team is playing now. He might have another hand injury. I did hear that Virgil had a hand injury, but I'm telling you, man, I think Virgil dropped the ball. He should have slapped Boots. And because he didn't, I think it left a lot of fans like wanting more because you could see that Boots was shook when he got in the ring because he started stuttering. I just was like, dang, I was like, I ain't know Virgil had him, worried like that. So I don't know. I can't wait for the fight. What about you? What you guys think? What you think, Freak?
I think you're reaching.
The man stuttering? Hold on. You didn't hear the man stuttering?
Hold on. I think you're reaching. No, the man can't. No, hold up. You said your spill. We understand you wanna be on Team Virgil today. But the man flew all the way to Texas to get in the ring. He sat front row. If he didn't want to be there or he was too scared to get in the ring with him, he didn't have to go. He went because he wants that fight next. He told y'all after his fight, it's time. Everybody know who's next. I want that Virgil fight next. He told you at the end of his fight that Virgil was going to be next. So if he was scared or nervous, he didn't have to go. He didn't have to say nothing about Virgil. He could have said, I told you I need 2 tune-ups, and this is my first tune-up. I'm going to get another tune-up. He could have said that. So the man wasn't scared.
But the man started stuttering like Forrest Gump.
But
You didn't hear that?
Come on.
But BVO, you 6'5". You ain't the giant. You 6'5". You might be big to some people, but you ain't big to all people. So just because a man stutter does not mean he's nervous. Just because you big doesn't mean you scary. So that doesn't mean anything because the man stutter.
If you listen to that man talking a lot of his interviews, he didn't stutter for Virgil. Sometimes the man is a soft-spoken guy. He don't say a lot to nobody. Everybody is not eloquent at all points and at all times, but he was eloquent when he said you on the clock. He ain't stutter that part. When he said you on the clock, he didn't stutter. When he said bet something, he didn't stutter. Scared of nobody at the top. At the very top of the boxing hill, I say we talk shit about Xander Zayas because we want to fight him. We talk shit about Devin Haney because we want to fight him. But at the end of the day, they get the utmost respect because them dudes ain't scared of nobody. When you're at the top of this thing, you ain't scared of nobody. That's the biggest farce.
Yeah, I think that's a misnomer. Yeah, I don't think he's scared. I just think he was nervous because he in there asking Virgil for money, talking about he want to bet, like they're in the back of the pool hall. I'm like, why? What are you doing? Asking him for a bet? Like that was weird. But I want to see the fight. Hey, Young T, I don't want y'all thinking I'm being biased because I try to be the most unbiased as I can. I try to call it straight down the middle. Because I don't have my favorite fighter's been out of the ring 200 plus days and counting. So I mean, I just don't understand why, I just don't get it, man. I don't get the whole Boots experiment because he fight people like Keith Van Heerden, Sergey Lipinets, used limo driver. What are we talking about? You knew you was gonna if you go send somebody to the store to get 2 cheesesteaks, you knew you was gonna beat him.
That's
You knew
wild.
he was gonna beat
Man,
him.
cut it out, BVO. BVO, cut it out. Let me tell you why I'm telling you to cut it out. When you sign a contract with a promoter, it's very rare that they put exact names in ink on those contracts, especially if they don't have control of those guys. What they agree to do is pay you a set amount of money for a set amount of fights during a set amount of a duration. That's exactly what it is. I think this YouTube, this social media generation, send the contract. Ain't no fighter got the money to send no contract if he ain't Floyd, Canelo, Bud Crawford. Them dudes, ain't nobody got no money to send no contract. If it did, fighters would be putting on their own fights against each other. If it was that simple, they would put their own fight. Floyd put his own money up for his own fights. He had the money to do it. Oscar had the money to do it. Canelo got the money to do it. Bud got the money to do it. Every fighter ain't got that. And every fighter don't want to do it. What if it's a flop? What if it's a flop and it only grossed 10 million? To my understanding, Floyd was the only one doing that. Hey, man, look, I'm going to give you $40 million. He could say that because he was really paying the dude $40 million. But he had to hope that the fight made $40,001 just to break even and make a profit. Ain't nobody taking them type of chances out here. Come on, man. If that was the case, nobody would need a promoter. Nobody would need a promoter if that was the case.
I mean,
What's good, Cross?
Lipinets was a champion at 140. What are we doing?
It doesn't matter. No. Okay, and Virgil hasn't fought a champion ever.
You mean for a title? He fought some former champions. He never fought for a title though.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
So basically, what you're saying is Virgil is on the same level as Lipinets.
I'm gonna say that.
Nah, he better than Sergey.
You could say his skill level is better, but far as him, he hasn't been a champion. So actually,
he got you on that. Yeah, he got you on that shit.
Actually, Lipinets is better than him. He's better than Virgil, actually, because he has been a champion. Virgil has never been a champion.
This is a sick Negro.
Don't look like he's trying to be a champion anytime soon either.
Yeah.
BVO, what world champions? I'm asking the question. What world champions has Virgil Ortiz beaten? I mean, even if they were former world champions, I'm asking the question.
I already know. There's only one. There's only one.
Who was
it? Is it Magnumov?
Magnumov was the only one. That was the only one.
And I'm gonna say this:
that belt was given to him. He didn't fight for that belt. That belt was given to him.
But let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask the question: was Magnumov a champion after he lost to Virgil, or was he a champion before he lost to Virgil?
He was a champion before he fought Bud.
No. So he fought Virgil. He fought Virgil after he lost to Bud.
Yeah.
Okay, I just trying to get clarity. Yeah, so he's the former champion. Okay, because I honestly didn't remember. I'm driving, so I couldn't even look. I couldn't remember. But Sergey Lipinets, he was an actual champion. And anytime you win an actual title, I put you a step above anybody who hasn't, or a lineal title, or a lower level title. I would say the same thing about somebody. Hey, look, they know I love to ride Devin back, but until Jalil wins a world title, Devin will have to be a step above him. Why? Because Devin has one world title.
So actually, I give you one better. They're going Brian, because not Brian, the guy that he just beat at 147. He's slipping my mind right now.
Stanionis?
Stanionis was an actual champion that Boots beat. Stanionis is better than Virgil.
No.
He's better than Virgil.
He
Virgil has
passed
never
out on the
been,
scale. He passed out on the scale. He
no,
about to be.
he has never been a champion. The man has never been. He's never
Yep.
even fought for a title.
The man fainted on the scale for you being disingenuous.
You can say
we
whatever you
just
want.
talked about that. Yeah, we just
You
talked
say
about that,
whatever you
BVO. Yeah, we just talked about that. If you take two careers, put them side by side, take the pictures away so nobody knows, and you say what makes one man better. If one man has 2 championships and the other man has none, they're gonna say the titles. And then when you put the faces on there, that's when people make excuses. If I haven't been a champion yet, somebody who has, they're a step better than me. I don't care what you look at them as. They did what I haven't done. Charles Barkley said it best. I would trade in every accolade I had to get one championship.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them do. Chris Carter in football, he said it. A lot of guys.
Hold on, my man, Young T said Virgil's first 2 fights at 54 were Frederick Lawson, that had a brain aneurysm, and then 135-pounder Thomas Delorme, that Boots stopped in 1 round like 5 years ago. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from Boots. I think Boots did a good job. Like I said, he beat Keith Van Heerden, Sergey Lipinets, Vila. I mean, he beat some really good sturdy guys. I mean, they do security, but he beat some sturdy guys.
That's crazy.
He said, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. All I'm saying is, you say all these things about Boots, but he has done more than Virgil has ever done.
Oh, he has. I mean, I think he's the A-side. He's unified Ring Magazine champion.
You can't sit here and say that this man was scared of somebody who's never even fought for a title. He has opportunity to be able to fight for a title. He's never fought for one. He never fought one. He had an opportunity. The man fought Magnumov, and they said, we're going to fight Bartram. And then Austin said, nah, we just had him in a lot of tough fights. We're not going to put him in a tough fight with Bartram. He had an opportunity to fight for a title right then and there.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So, if anybody is scared, it will be Virgil, the one that's scared.
No, I don't think Boots is. See, that I think y'all misunderstanding me. I don't think Boots is scared. I don't. Nothing about Boots show me that he's scared. I just think Virgil has more talent, and when they stood face to face, it looked like Boots was a little bit intimidated. I'm not saying he was scared. I think he looked a little intimidated.
More talent. Hold on, you said more talent. More talent than who?
Then you think Boots got more talent than Virgil? Are you serious?
Most definite.
In what world?
100%.
Come on,
100%.
Okay. You tell me what do Virgil do that Boots can't do?
He beat the black off of folks like he did Logan, a monster.
I didn't ask for your opinion. I want to know, what does he do that Boots cannot do? Not what your opinion is. What does he do that Boots can't do?
I think he cut off the ring better than Boots. We seen Boots struggle to get Karen Luka Doncic.
I give you that one. Okay, that's one. That's one. I give you that. I don't believe it, but I'll give you that one. Okay, that's one thing. What's the next thing?
I think he's fought tougher competition.
No, he hasn't. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. I said, what does he do as a talent that Boots don't do? As a talent, you said he's more talented. You ain't say his resume is better. You say he's more talented. What does he do? You said cut off the ring. I give you that one. What else?
I think he a better inside fighter than Boots on the inside. I think he a better fighter on the inside.
No, sir. Have you lost your mind?
Once again, that's an opinion. That's something that you believe. That's not something that's actual fact.
Hold on, man. Let me get my drop. Y'all brothers.
This is a sick Negro.
You 5 things that Jerome Boots in has done better than Virgil Ortiz, and you can only give me one.
I mean, just admit it, Free. You like slick black dudes. And I respect. Hold on,
No, no. We're not gonna go into your little spill. We talking about what you said. You said he was more talented, and I said name the things that he does that Jerome Ennis can't do. You name one thing, and I gave you that one. But you haven't named anything else.
I think he got a better jab than Boots, because we haven't really seen Boots use his jab in the way we have Virgil do it.
Oh my God!
Stop, BVO. Stop,
BBO been
BVO.
watching. I don't know. He been watching wrestling. That's crazy.
Hold on. I'm about to get my drop.
Strike, red lightning! Give power to my Mega Sword!
Oh my God!
That's crazy.
I gotta get my nigga sword out. Y'all brothers tripping.
Oh my God!
That's crazy.
Hold on, T. I just named shoot the vacate bait. I just said he crossed the ring better.
Once again, the only thing that you named that he does that Boots don't do is cut off the ring. And like I said, I gave you that one. A jab, Boots throws a jab. He not doing something that Boots don't do. Not only does Boots throw a jab, Boots throw a jab from the orthodox or the southpaw stance. Boots also has better footwork. Boots also has better range distance. I mean, he judges the distance of range better. Boots also has faster hands. Boots also has the ability to be able to slip punches. Boots also is a better defensive fighter. So what are you talking about?
The one who get hit constantly, get out of here. It's not even close. Virgil don't be getting hit at all like that. We seen Boot. Hold on. We ain't gotta do that. Hold on, no, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna talk like that.
No, you said Virgil don't get hit at all. Is what you said.
No, I didn't say getting hit. I said we seen Boots been getting his head knocked off. He be getting his head knocked off. We seen Virgil don't be getting hit all like that. You see what man's name? David Avocado. Avocado put hands on Boots. Okay, man.
You answer this question to me. Who's been on the canvas more, Jerome Ennis or Virgil?
Boots ain't fought nobody. That's why he ain't been on the canvas.
Who's been on the canvas more, Jerome Ennis?
That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question.
No, it's not. It's either Jerome or Virgil.
I don't know. I would say it's Virgil because he fought the tough guys. When you fight niggas like Magic Moss,
you say hold on. He didn't get put on the canvas against Magnum Ball. He got put on the canvas against
I said when you fight guys like Magnum Ball from Bullcheck.
Now, all of that is irrelevant.
Yeah, boy, wow.
All of that is irrelevant because the person that put him on the canvas was Bullcheck. So all you got to do is look at Bullcheck. What level of talent is Bullcheck?
I would say Bullcheck is a pretty good fighter. He's solid. Probably a C to a B fighter. Mainly a C in my opinion.
He's better than Stanionis?
I think he's better than Sergey. I think he's better than Sergey Lipinets and Keith Van Hick.
Is he better than Brian Adams?
Brendan Adams beat him. I don't know why you're trying to be slick. Brendan Adams beat him.
So the man hasn't beat anybody. He hasn't beat anybody.
Who, Bullcheck?
Yeah, who has he beat?
He beat some decent up-and-coming guys. You wouldn't know him. You got to watch the young up-and-coming guys. But he beat some up-and-coming guys.
You said I wouldn't know him or you wouldn't know him?
You wouldn't know him. Name him. You wouldn't know him. Because they're young.
How you know who I know?
And you know what it is? And I'll put it like this. That's what it comes down to. This is what it comes down to. Brendan Adams is a good fighter. But I'll say this. Y'all can say what y'all want because y'all just saying this because Boots is black. If Virgil had waves in the beard, y'all be all over it. And Bernard know I'm right about this. If Virgil had waves in the beard, y'all be saying he one of the best ever.
No, stop your fool. If Virgil, I'm gonna tell you like this. If Virgil had waves in the beard, he'd be black. That's all he'd be. That's all he'd be. He'd be black.
You a wild boy, man. You a wild boy, man. All I can say is this, man.
Supporting another black man making millions and millions of dollars, so I'm proud of you, no matter what you think.
I understand you ain't trying to. I understand you ain't trying to hit the facts. I understand.
He said BBO just don't like Boots, and he like Tank. He like a Tank fan that hates on Devin and Shakur. You know what's funny? For you to say that, Young T, that's disgusting. because I've always liked great fighters. I think Boots is a really good fighter. I just think until he get in there with somebody that can really break his face, we won't know what he can do. We don't know what he can do. Because I think Devin Haney would beat Boots, but we'll never see it because what Boots said, fight me at 152. Boots get more credit. Hold on. Boots get credit for doing less than anybody ever seen in my life. Who did he really beat to get that title?
You were the same person that thought that Canelo. No, you were the same person that thought Canelo was going to beat Bud as well.
Well, shout out to losing to a top 5 all-time fighter and Bud Crawford. Ain't no shame in that. If Canelo would have won, if Canelo won his 3 losses, he'd be the greatest nigga to ever do it.
No,
he lost to Floyd, Bivol, and Bud. Ain't no shame in none of them losses. Them was all great fighters that he lost to. Every last one of them.
I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about the fact that you can't read a fight.
You said
can't read a fight. You can't read a fight. You look at one person and like that one person and don't see, okay, this is what gives him problems. This is what can be bad for him. You don't see that. You just see, oh, I like this fighter. He's beating all these guys, and I believe he'll beat him. But you're not breaking down the fight of what actually gives him problems and what does that other fighter possess that will give him problems. You're not looking at that. You're just looking at with 2 blinders on, and you're looking at, I like this fighter. I like the style that he's fighting, and I think he'll beat him. But you're not looking at what actually gives him problems. What we saw in the Boychuk fight is he walks into punches. And the one person you don't want to walk into a punch from is Jerome Bucenis. You don't want to walk into a punch from Jerome Bucenis.
You talking about boxing, Shodan? You talking about the boxing? You talking about in the Majimov fight?
No, I'm talking about in the Boychuk fight, not boxing. The Boychuk fight. He walked into a punch. That's how he got sat down. He walked into 2 punches and got sat down twice. He walked into those punches.
You act like, see, the thing is because he don't run and he faced the fire, now that makes him less of a champion. Stop it, man.
No, it's not running, dog. You act like because a person used footwork by moving lateral, that's running. No, that's not being able to let your opponent hit you. Because a person use lateral movement, that does not mean you running. If you turn your back and run around a ring, then that's running. But when a person use lateral movement, that's not running. It's called boxing.
So you thought Karen Luka Doncic was running. You thought he was boxing?
He was boxing. What are you talking about?
But see, then you have people say weird stuff like there ain't no elite boxers. Boots could have fought a bunch of elite guys. You realize Boots been pro for what, 11 years? He's 30 years old and never fought none of the big guys.
No, hold on. You act like the big guys wanted to fight him. We heard Sean Porter say, I would never get in the ring with Jerome Bucenis. We heard Keith Thurman say, I don't know who that is. When he was
didn't know who he was.
He said that while he was at a Jerome Bucenis fight.
So you telling me because you talking about the former unified champion Keith Thurman, he didn't know who the guy was.
Once again, he said that while he was at a Jerome Bucenis fight.
I don't know.
But anyway, and then when we get to the top of those guys with Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, he didn't have the opportunity to fight those guys because they was unified. He was the number 1 contender.
No. See, this is the thing. This is the thing you got to realize. Just because my brother, let me say this. Just because my brother D Free is yelling doesn't mean that he's right. We all know what I'm saying is true. Boots hasn't really fought anybody. He's a good. Hold on. Boots is that kid. Hold on. Boots is that guy who looks good when he's fighting the 5th graders, but the moment he fights somebody his size, he's getting beat dead. He been the 5th grader beating up on the 3rd graders. That's what he's doing.
The man said he wanted to fight Earl and Bud. He was the number 1 contender to fight the winner of that fight. We saw what happened in that. Bud said that's a high risk, low reward. I have no intentions on fighting Jerome Bucenis.
I've always been like that, Free.
I'm just saying
I don't think people even know who Boots is, man. They just finding out about this guy.
Dog, whatever you dog. First of all, they not just finding out about
He
Jerome.
was a ballroom fighter for a long time. I don't think a lot of guys knew who he was.
You're not gonna let me talk.
What are you talking about?
You keep cutting me off, and you keep cutting me off. That's what I'm talking about. You keep cutting me off when I'm talking.
You a crybaby. Go ahead, do your thing.
Because you say hold on. Every time you talking, and when I start talking, you want to talk.
Oh my
over.
bad. Let me be quiet. Go ahead.
No, the man, you saying this man never
fought
no top guy when he didn't have the opportunity to fight the top guy. You had two guys that didn't want to fight him, and then you had the other two that was unified, and once they finished unifying, they moved out of the daggone division. Where was the opportunity for him to fight?
That's not true because Boots had opportunity to fight Bud Crawford on Black. What was that thing they had, Black Planet or whatever they had going on? He was like, "Why don't you fight me on Black Planet?" And Bozy even came, hold on, listen. Bozy even came out and said, "Hey, I can't fight on Black Planet because we signed the Showtime." So I don't know what you expecting. He had a chance to fight my man Bud Crawford, but he chose elsewhere.
Dog, listen.
Did you not hear the Julian Wallow show?
No, hold on. The man just told you we can't make that decision because we're signed exclusively to Showtime. So you got to talk to Steven Espinoza. Not to mention that was a representative of BLK Prime who did not have a contract with Bud Crawford. They didn't have a contract with Bud Crawford. They was fishing for a fight for Bud Crawford. They wanted to get Bud Crawford to come back and fight back on their platform. So they was fishing for a fight.
Yeah.
They didn't have a contract with him. So how are they going to say, yeah, we'll fight?
He said bet. And bet. Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I can you hear me, Free?
Free went on.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
you.
Yeah. Freezy was.
I can hear you.
He said Black Planet was a freak site. Yeah, I can hear you. Said Black Planet was a freak site from 1990. No, I couldn't remember what it was called. Was it Black Prime? Okay, Black Prime. No matter how that goes, I don't want to be up here diminishing Boots. I think Boots is a good fighter, like I said. If you talk about a guy who can go to the storefront, go to the Amazon yard, and beat anybody, I think he can do that. But when we talk about Virgil Ortiz, we talk about the top niggas who fight top niggas. I mean, he beat Majimov better than Bud Crawford did. That's got to count for something. You don't think so, Bernard?
Man, BVO, sometimes I wonder what boxing you be watching.
Come on. They gonna think they gonna.
My bad, I got a phone call. But no, you got to be realistic, dog. The man didn't have an opportunity to fight those guys. And when he did get the opportunity, Bud Crawford said, "No, I have no intentions on fighting this man. I'm only going to stay at 47 to rematch Earl, and then I'm going to 54." That's what it was. That's what it was.
I'll say it like this: no matter how you slice it, man, I think and I want to clear this up because I don't want people to keep saying this lie. I support Boots. I supported Boots when nobody did. I think Boots is a good fighter. I hear he hit people on the nuts, but I think he's a good fighter. And I hope that one day him and Virgil can fight because I think the promoter's gonna get in the way of this fight, to be totally honest with you.
Well, you said, what did you say?
Yeah, I did.
Man, I think Boots would put hands and feet on Virgil.
I don't know what gave you that idea because we've never seen him beat nobody, put hands and feet on nobody.
Well, let him fight Virgil. He'll put hands and feet on somebody.
And I think like this: when Virgil wipe his work boots off on Boots' back, y'all gonna say Boots never beat nobody. He never beat nobody. Hey, I'll put like this: if you become a channel member, I'll consider betting you. And I'll put like this: I know you don't want to bet because Free already about to lose some money on that fight. You don't want to be like Free and lose no more money. Virgil beats niggas dead. That's just what he does.
Lose money to who?
We talking about betting. He said he want to bet the Virgil versus versus Boots in his fight. Like I said, if you're a channel member, I'll consider betting you. I only bet channel members, man. So become a channel member. It's only $2.99. I'll consider that. But to be honest with y'all, I think it's kind of sad to see y'all reaching against a brother and y'all off code. Virgil Ortiz is the people's champion. He's the next great fighter coming out of Texas.
No,
He's the
not
new
the
guy.
people's champion.
He is the people's champion.
Said who? What? I'm not one of the people that said that.
You're not from Texas either.
So he's the Texas champion.
Man, Virgil fights be half empty. You capping, BVO.
Hold on. Didn't I tell you gotta stay out of American business, man? This ain't talking about no soccer. We talking about flat out boxing. You used to soccer fields and stuff like that. We talking about boxing,
Nah,
like big boy boxing.
I'm talking about half empty. I'm talking about dark. When they show his fights on the TV, the crowd is dark.
It's only dark because of the stupid cars that Oscar put together. Them cars be horrible.
No, the man is not the people's champion. He might be somebody's champion, but he ain't the people's champion. But no, come on now.
You didn't see all those people that came out to support Virgil at that fight?
Yeah, I saw 5,000 people show up. I saw that. I saw 5,000 people show up. I mean, he got fans. I'm not saying he ain't got no fans, but you said this man is the people's champion. The man can't even pack out a stadium in his own state.
He said, I was at the Virgil Lubin fight, 10,000 seater. It wasn't full. Young T.
He probably got his old high school to come out. Probably paid for the kids to come out or something.
I don't know. Y'all trying to play like Virgil ain't that guy, man. It's crazy.
No. You're trying to play like Virgil is a super guy instead of just being who he is. Virgil is a good come forward fighter.
Yeah.
He's a good come forward fighter. I don't think he beat Jerron Business, but I believe he beats a lot of guys. I just don't believe he beat Jerron Business.
And see, I'm gonna say this respectfully. We all love Ali. Ali was a great man, but we're not gonna talk about a guy, Ali being the people's champion, because Ali's time has been long gone. We gotta find new people. When people keep reverting back to Ali, Tyson, I think that's kind of poo-poo in the sport. There's guys out here now that deserve that same title, man. Ali had his day. Andre Ward had his day.
Shut that foolishness up, BVO. Shut that foolishness up. You seen a 60-year-old Mike Tyson and a YouTube boxer generate more money than two world champions. You picked the two world champions other than heavyweights that are 47 the last 3 years. Cut it out, man.
No, that man Mike Tyson is a people's champion. Ali is a people's champion. You can't tell the people who their champion is. If their champion passed on or their champion retired, that's their champion. You can't tell people. I
don't think Andre Ward, to me, and I love Andre Ward. When Andre Ward said he wasn't black, I lost a lot of respect for SOG Ward. Look that up. So he'll never be the people's champion, in my opinion. Sugar Ray Robinson was a great champion. That's what he said. He said he wasn't black. That's what he said.
You're taking it out of context because you got to take the whole context. He was saying he's not black because he's not going to disrespect the other race that he is mixed with.
Man, that's that Tiger Woods stuff. I don't respect that.
It doesn't matter what you believe, but that's that man's heritage. If he said he's not going to disrespect the other race that he is mixed with, that's what he want to do.
When they put,
Strike red lightning! Give power to my Mega Sword!
That's all
the man is part of both races. It's the same way. I say I'm half Puerto Rican and half black because I'm part both. My mother's black, my father's Puerto Rican. I'm part of both races.
But you're a black Puerto Rican. That's not that, but that's a nationality. That's not even a race.
You gonna say Andre Ward is a black white man?
Nah,
he said he's not black.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's a black. I'm gonna say he's a black.
We used to call that mulatto. We used to call that mulatto in my neighborhood growing up.
Yeah.
He's a mulatto.
Okay, but
you could call it. He's still a darky, no matter what.
No,
what would you say, Bernard? Would you say he a mulatto, or what would you say?
I'll say the man whatever he want to be because he actually has a white and a black parent. Whatever he want to be at that point. It ain't. It's. I think it's just too much over character of it. And like I said, if it's like you, BVO, you know, when we start when we start doing what we gotta do to them motherfucking pink people, we getting you first.
We get you wild boy.
Whoa.
You wild boy.
Y'all say I'm a
You the
racist.
quickest black man
Jeez, brother Bernard.
Yeah, you know I gotta get my nigga sword out, man.
Strike red lightning! Give power to my nigga sword!
I gotta get my nigga sword out, man.
You out of order.
Y'all gotta understand that man has both race in his family. For him to say I'm a black man and act like he not have no white in his body, how he supposed to go and look at his family members that's part of the other race? How is he supposed to look at them?
I mean, he's supposed to look at them and say, I'm a black man. He's a black. He's
No,
not a white
but
man.
Marky, you don't understand because you're not mixed, so you don't have multicultures in your nationality, so you don't understand. But when you have different races in your heritage, you can't big up one race and act like the other race don't exist. You can't do that because you have both of those races a part of you. They're both equally a part of you.
I
I, I say it like this. I respect what D Free
Matter of
saying.
fact, BBL, hold on, BBL. You have a Dominican wife and you're black. What if your
Right.
kids say, I'm not black, I'm Dominican? I don't know nothing about that
then
black.
they uneducated. And I don't think BVO raised uneducated kids.
Yeah, I don't think I see what you're saying. They gonna take both heritages, but I'll put it like this. All those goofballs that try to talk about the N word and say the N word is bad, this, that, and the third. I think that's a total load of crap. At the end of the day, nothing wrong with calling yourself Black American. Nothing wrong with calling yourself Afro American. But we're not from Africa, so you'll never hear BVO. I'm a black man. You can say Black American if you want, but you'll never hear me say I'm an African American. That's some made up stuff from 1988 that I don't subscribe to. But what I will say is this: too many times people worry about what people say and instead of how people treat them. If someone treats you well, that's what matters, not what they say. People got to stop being so emotional, worrying about what somebody say. Worry about how people treat you. That's what I would say. I don't think
Okay.
nothing was wrong with Andre. Hold on, let me finish. I don't think nothing was wrong with what Andre Ward said. I think it's corny. I will always think of Andre Ward as a cornball for that. But that's just my opinion, and I don't have to. He don't have to agree with that. But you always gonna have them cornball brothers in our community. They're always there. Because there's nothing wrong with saying that you're a black person. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think nothing wrong with that at all.
So would it been wrong if he said I'm white?
I don't know. I just see. You got to
Me.
remember. I had two
He's
grandparents.
both. So if people say I'm white, when people say, oh, damn, Andre Ward not claiming the black? No. But
Let
if
me
you
say
say he's
this. Let
black, then he's
me
not claiming the white.
see people like Andre Ward. Those are the same niggas that unalive Malcolm X. That traitor bullcrap. At the end of the day, man, why are you even saying that on a public stage? Why? What does that prove and what does that get you? I don't think, and this is me just being totally honest, I think the whole thing about race gets way too much in it. Because really, blacks ain't running nothing across the board. I just came back from a meeting where we selling trucks that's 28, $300,000, $400,000, and ain't no blacks pressing buttons nowhere. So you can play however you want to play it. All I'm saying is it sucks that everybody want to constantly steal our culture, use our swag, act like us, be like us. But if we say that we black, it's a problem. I think that's corny, Andre.
Nah,
And
nah,
he always will be a cornball brother to me.
nah, Miss B. I'm not white. I'm Puerto Rican and black.
Puerto Rican is not a race, it's a nationality. You're a black Puerto
Mark,
Rican.
your mic is out of order.
Your mic is jacked up. Go out and come back in. What you think about this, B? I know you usually don't tap in on race, but what you got on this, man?
Man, look here. As a man who mess with everybody who mess with him, I had to say I claim those as brothers who didn't come from my mom who would do more for me than my own. That don't matter to me what color they is, what they are.
Your mic is jacked up, Mark. Your mic.
If people treat you a certain way, and I'm not talking about in the natural human way. I'm talking about, if you really came. One thing about the hood got everybody in it. The hood got everybody in it. If your mama sent you to the store to ask the Chinese people, could they get 2 loaves of bread and some cheese and some lunch meat till Friday? And then people let you do it till Friday, and your mother sent the money to pay them. They treated you better than family. So how you gonna call him the chink the next day? Cut it out.
Yep.
Cut it out.
That happens all the time in the hood. That happens all the time in the hood.
This what I'll say. When you talk about, and I don't know where my man Young T said, I said Michael was a traitor. I said people like Andre Ward with that mindset are the ones who unalive people like Malcolm X, because at the end of the day, man, when you got this stupid thing of where you can't ever say where you stand. When I came up, we didn't respect dudes that claim that Switzerland crap. You got to pick a side.
Yeah.
And if you don't, we're going to put hands and feet on you. That's just kind of how it goes. And I'm from the ghetto, so I know full fact that growing up.
I don't know about that.
You from the island, so you got to stay out of black people's business. What I'm saying is, we got to just be real here and understand that it's going to be some people, everybody that's your kinfolk, everybody that's your skinfolk and your kinfolk. You can say that, but I've done more for my people
than
you're
a black Mexican. You're a black Mexican. That's true, baby.
I think no matter how you do it, everybody love to poop on blacks, man. Everybody, it's like people get off on that. Let me downgrade, talk bad, disparage black people. I don't understand where that comes from. We're not, no one's perfect. It's a lot of bad people, but it's a lot of good ones too. As my grandfather used to say all the time, I'm a good colored brother. I'm a good colored brother. That's what he say all the time. We all came from, business owners, plumbers, carpenters. Man, we're not these niggas they try to put us at. I just don't believe in that. But we kind of got off on a whole nother subject. But I'll say this. One thing y'all got to realize in boxing is race is something that's inserted. It's like anything else. It's a hot button. It sells. It puts butts in seats. But I honestly thought what Virgil and Boots tried to do was amazing. 2 young guys trying to come together to make some money. You can see it. Virgil took his hat off. He gave us the face-off we wanted. But if we don't get that fight next, let's not vilify Virgil. Let's understand that there's a such thing as the business of boxing. It always gets in the way. That's why we didn't get Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd like we should have, because Manny Pacquiao didn't want to take a blood test. That fight could have happened in 08, but he didn't want to take a blood test, a blood and urine test, Olympic-style testing. So it's how it goes sometimes. But you can't say Virgil don't want to fight. If he didn't want to fight, why would he invite him in the ring? No one's that diabolical to like to do that. Nobody's playing games like that. They both want that fight. They both want that big payday. They both probably could make $5 million each. Go ahead. I can't hear you, Bernard. Was that you talking? Hey, Prize, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if my brother Prize can hear me too, but I'll just say this. It's just one of them things, man, that we keep running to in boxing, where we keep getting this invisible color wall that doesn't exist for nobody but us. We got to let that go, man. You got to let that go. Because it ain't, and I've learned this, it's not about what people say, it's about what they do, man. Somebody could say, F me all day, but if they doing what they supposed to do and give me what they supposed to give me, or whatever the case is, I'm fine with that. As my uncle says all the time, man, men got to be men, and that's just what it comes down to, man. Guys be wanting somebody to put them on their lap and bounce them. It don't work like that in this world. Just don't. It don't. So I'm not gonna be too much long-winded on it, but before we get out of here, I'm gonna just say this, man. Rest in peace to my brother, man, my brother-in-law, Michael Williams. We love you, man. He passed around this time 5 years ago. We miss you every day, my man. And if you ever lose a loved one, man, love your people while they're here. Hug them while you can. Kiss them while you can. Go ahead.
No,
I
that's
can't.
thanks, BVO.
I didn't hear. Was somebody trying to talk?
Yeah, no, I said that's facts, BVO. Rest in peace. I actually had a really close friend die this week as well. It was a pastor from my high school. His name was Father Mark. Like this dude, he was my guy. Like it really hit me like a bullet. So rest in peace to him, man. He was a great guy.
Yeah, and you know the thing I'll say that people don't understand is that that's why it's so important to enjoy people while they're here. Shout out to Miss BBO. I'm at the house trying to do some things better. I got you, Young T. Like I said, all you got to do is be a channel member, and we'll let you up. Ain't a big deal. If you're a channel member, you can come up and get on a pod. You just got to be a channel member. But I say this, for me, I think we got to understand one thing and one thing that's important. There's nothing more important than family, and love people while you can. Love people while you can. And one thing I've had to learn, and I'm working on this, and pray for me as I do it. Pray for me as I pray for you, man. I'm trying to get myself back in shape because the only thing that we own in this life is our body. That's the only thing we own in this life is our body. Not them clothes, not them shoes. And as my grandma said all the time, my grandfather said it best. There are no money owners. There's only spenders. So just remember that. When you hold on to some cheese, you hold on to this, or you hoarding this, as soon as you close your eyes, man, somebody else gonna grab that junk. And that's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. It is what it is. He said, I don't know that ish. All I know is super chats. Yeah. What you do is you can click the button. It'll say become a member. I think it's $2.99. I think it's $3.99 if you got an Apple device, and then it just puts you as a member. But yeah, or you can super chat, whatever the case, it don't matter. We just got to make sure you got some investment in the channel, man. Because we're trying to run, we're trying to do a real business over here. So, but we would love to have you, Young T. I like what you're talking about. You seem like a very astute young brother, man, and I love that. I love that because I can only be as big as the people around me, man. So I appreciate you, man, coming through, showing us some love. But you got anything before we go, Brother Bernard?
As usual, I think we bring a nice conversation. Sometimes it's a lighter side of boxing. Sometimes it's a heavier sided conversation. But at the end of the day, I think that it provides a great outlet. I think the channel is serviced good by a bunch of good people who don't intentionally seem like they share the same ideals, but they love to have the same conversations. And hey, I just appreciate being on with you guys. Merv Griffin, it's always nice to be on here with you. Hey, Kid D to do a great job.
We gonna see you back on, Brody fight. You wow.
Oh, Merv Griffin, you always cutting my man off when he tried to get it. I'm glad my brother stood up and told you stop cutting me off. Always cut people off, just like Merv Griffin used to do. If you say something on Merv Griffin and he like, he just cut you off.
Merv cut you off. Shout out to Merv. What I try to remind my brother Free is I'm Johnny Cross, you Eddie McMahon. We come back to you, man. We come back to you. You remember you see Johnny up there talking, Ed wanna say something. Hold on, Ed, we be back. But on that note, man, like, comment, subscribe. And where else can you see people like Brother Bernard, like my man, Coach Rock? We done had Mighty Ivan Robinson, Tim Weatherspoon, the who's who in boxing, man. We had Brian Jr. So come by, man. Y'all might learn something. Rock with your boy, man. And one thing about it, you can't be sensitive in the doghouse. So if you wet behind the ears or you get wet, hot and wet, you can't be here, man, because we talking real stuff for real people. And we out here, y'all. Peace.
Welcome to BVO Sports TV. In association with Brent Wade Holdings, the content you're about to see includes opinions, stories, and discussions created for entertainment purposes only. The views expressed do not reflect the official policy or position of BVO Sports TV or Brent Wade Holdings, LLC. Viewers and listeners are encouraged to think critically and form their own opinions.
Damn. Shit.
Strike, Red Lightning! Give power to my Mega Sword!